I'm really liking this baseball season. ABS rules. My team stinks. That's fine. But gosh darn it, I miss football. Don't you? Don't we all? I like the July and the August, like, oh, the training camp and the mini camp. Dude, that part sucks so bad. Dude, wake me up when September starts, brother. Wake me up when September starts. I'm not Green Day, I'm Red Night. That was the dumbest thing ever. You know what I mean? Because green's not even the opposite of red. Maybe that's the question of the day. What's the opposite of green? For me, it's blue. For me, the opposite of green is blue. Does that make any sense at all? Also, the opposite of red is blue. Good and evil. Actually, the opposite of green is probably yellow or brown. I think it's brown. We're going to figure that one out all together because I am not smart enough to figure that one out on my own, fellas, but maybe you could help me out along the way as we get started on this Friday, May 1st. Happy May, new month. It's 1:02 p.m. Let's get ready. The opposite of green is violet. Well, NATO, now you're getting like too in the weeds. You're getting too scientific on us. We don't do science and stats around here. We do eye test. We do gut check. We bet with our balls and our butts, not with our brains. We're balls and guts over here on this show. But NATO, I appreciate you dropping in. Oreo the Cat is in here. Jen is in here. Football is definitely more exciting. Yes, let's get it. JD is in here. Brick is in here. Oreo the Cat is in here. Slade is in here. What an unbelievable start to today's show. Fellas, let's get after it. You are listening to Take Back with Zach, where we cover the hottest topics in the sporting world, including deep dives into the greatest teams to ever exist. The Lakers, the Chargers, and the Anaheim Angels. I mean, we've got a series coming up this weekend against the New York Mets. The Mets are like 10-20. The Angels are 12-20. It's just like two of the most disappointing franchises in the MLB right now are going at it this weekend. And what I'm just calling the ultimate sad-off. We're having a sad-off this weekend. I'm going to be locked in on all of it. We're going to be covering all those teams as well as all of the news from around the beautiful, beautiful, lovely, lovely, bright, voluptuous world of sports. This show is available everywhere that you get your podcasts. Video is available on YouTube. This is the first hour of a 4-hour live show. Well, technically right now it's 3 hours. So if you like this, you're going to love the full show. We're available live, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 to 4 p.m. Pacific time, and every night following the NBA postseason games. Dog, the postseason postgame show, the TBWZ NBA postseason postgame show hosted by Zeke Vini as a part of the Take Back with Zach Radio Network, LLC, it's been fun. We've gotten some new fans, some new people coming in, some great callers. We're having a good time. If you guys have not tuned into a postgame show yet, please drop some love and hang out with us. Also, I think there's something bubbling on YouTube right now. Something's happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. Whoever can name that band first wins. Hint, hint. I said it already. Having to stop there. What's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. On today's show, we're going to be covering the Nuggets absolutely collapsing. Is Jokic a fraud? That's the question that I'm hearing from around the world of sports media. Is Nikola Jokic a fraud? I have the definitive answer. So I scoured the entire internet. I read a book this morning. I was reading a book this morning to try to figure out. It was called The History of Fraudulent Behavior in the National Basketball Association. Actually, that's a really good title. Can someone write that down for me? We're going to write that book one day. The History of Fraudulent Behavior in the National Basketball Association. Okay? Markelle Fultz is on the cover. Speaking of Markelle Fultz, the 76ers absolutely destroyed, not really, but they won last night. You know what I mean? Nikki Glazer's on my TV right now. What a come up, you know? A year and a half ago was the roast of Tom Brady. Nikki Glazer skyrocketed. Unbelievable stuff. Beautiful lady. Nice woman, too. She's very kind, gentle, and soft. I don't know about that. I've never actually touched her skin. But you can tell from a mile away if someone's soft or not, right? Bro, you ever just like hug a woman sometimes, their hair smells good and their skin is soft? You're like, what is going on? What is this? Come on now. Coolest things in the world. Sports, 1. Ladies, 2. My wife, number 1 though, whenever she's here. Vujnog is in here saying, by the way, you said the Ducks wouldn't make the playoffs when you were making your preseason NHL predictions. Look at us now. I mean, we got receipts going back all the way to what? When did the season start? November? Brother's keeping receipts on us. But yeah, the Ducks got a huge win last night to send home Connor McDavid and the Oilers. Hey, if we're going to do the hey, is Jokic a fraud show, I'd much rather do the is Connor McDavid a fraud show. He's supposed to be the greatest hockey player to ever exist, right? People have been comparing him to the great one his entire career, Mr. Gretzky. We're touting Connor McDavid as this unbelievable talent in the NHL. He's so good. Yeah. Hey, win the big one, bro. Hey, win the big one, dog. 3 straight finals, 3 straight L's. And now he gets bounced in the first round to the greatest hockey team on the planet right now, the Anaheim Ducks. They got a huge win. The barn was rocking last night in Game 6 or was it Game 5? I don't know. Shows how much I know. No, Sidney Crosby is the best of all time, or you're the cat. I don't know. J.D. Walker hates Connor McDavid. I absolutely love it. They literally called him the next one. He's a joke. I love it. I think we're just going to be the anti-Connor McDavid show going forward. Someone has to take up that mantle, right? Last year, Greg Cody on the Dan Le Batard show featuring Stu Gotts said that Connor McDavid should be called Connor Mick overrated. Dude, at the time, everyone was roasting that man alive. There were literally Canadian sports shows doing whole segments on Greg Cody, some journalist from Miami who's 80 years old, saying in a headline, more like Connor Mick overrated. And people just blew up. Where are you now? Where are you now? Today's going to be the day of like the greatest superstar in your sport is overrated show, right? Come on, more. Mike Trout, overrated. Can't win the big one. Doesn't care about winning. Would rather just live in a beach house in Newport Beach and Crystal Cove looking over Laguna. Have an awesome kid and a hot wife. And go to pavilions every once in a while and get some avocado salsa and some nice chips. And some mango habanero, yum, yum. Make some fish tacos. Mike Trout would rather just chill at the beach than win baseball games. Connor Mick overrated, can't win the big one. Can't even win the small one against the Ducks. And Jokic can't get past the Minnesota Timberwolves when they don't even have their best player. What is going on? Who are we doing for, Yeah, Pat Mahomes can't even finish the season healthy. There it is. We're doing it. Are those the 4 GOATs of the sports, though? The baseball one is obviously probably closer to Aaron Judge. Or actually, it's Shohei Ohtani. Can we talk about Shohei Ohtani? Like, what was that, a year and a half ago? Getting indicted on gambling charges? Dude, Emmanuel Clase got in trouble for like throwing games and betting on baseball games that he was a part of. He's facing 65 years of prison time. Guys, Chauncey Billups, remember a long time ago, the first clip I ever had, what up, Talking Balls? The first clip I ever had that kind of went viral was me talking about Chauncey Billups. You know he's facing like 11 years of jail time for what he was doing? Yet Shohei Ohtani, it just is like, I'm Japanese. And they're like, all right. And like he's like, it was my interpreter. And they're like, oh yeah, okay, all right, oh, okay, oh, yeah. Rob Manfred was like, hey, FBI, can you make sure it wasn't And they're like, yeah, oh yeah. The FBI, they're all Dodger fans, first of all. Shout out to the FBI, I think. Do we like the FBI around here? Who do we like more, the FBI or the CIA? I'm all about UNICEF. I'm going full European. Speaking of full European, we're going to have the most European matchup of all time with the Minnesota Timberwolves taking on the San Antonio Spurs with Rudy Gobert and Victor Wembanyama having a French off in the front court. I am cooking. A French off in the front court? Where else are you going to get this kind of sports talk? Trout and the Halos were in a suite watching what the playoffs in Anaheim should look like. Vujdog, that got to make you sick to your stomach as a diehard Angels fan yourself, brother. Diehard Angels fan. You know, the Angels have 11 blown saves on the season, which is the most in the MLB. They're 12-21. 11 blown saves. That means there is a universe where this team was 23-9. 23-9. Best team in baseball numbers right there. Yeah, we have 11 blown saves. Yeah, Mike Maddox, great pitching coach, whatever. This show starts the same way every single day, though. I cannot continue on without the traditional framework. I don't know. Sometimes when I forget a word that I'm trying to say or I lose my train of thought, I just scream another word. And then everyone's like, all right, that's what he meant to say. I've realized there's a lot of credibility in volume. Like decibel-wise. No one cares about, like, how much. All right, whatever. Today's show begins the same way every single day with today's verse of the day. It comes to you from Hebrews 11. It's a great just chapter in the Bible, great examples of faith. Just focusing in on this one right here, verse 6. And it's impossible to please God without faith. So impossible. Anyone who wants to come to him must believe that God exists and that he rewards those who sincerely seek him. You know, a lot of people pray the prayer and they're like, yeah, come on. Show up, Lord. Come on, Jesus. It's faith, brother. It's faith. It was by faith that Noah built a large boat and saved his family. It was by faith that Abraham obeyed God when called to him to leave his home and go to another land. It was by faith that Sarah was able to have a child, though she was barren and too old. All these people died still believing that God had promised them. They did not receive what was promised, but they saw it from a distance and welcomed it. They agreed that they were foreigners and nomads here on earth. Obviously, people who say such things are looking forward to a country they can call their own. If they had longed for the country they came from, they could have gone back, but they were looking for a better place, a heavenly homeland. This is why God is not ashamed to be called their God, for he has prepared a city for them. I might have to read that one every single day of my life just to drill it into my brain, brother, because that is a good one. Why do I always... Wow, come on. This show also does a movie of the day. Today's movie of the day is Taken. First time I watched this movie, my dad let me and my friend Cole watch it. Cole was sleeping over at our house. He's like, yeah, you guys can watch Taken. This was also the same night I watched Taken, was the same night that my friend introduced me to putting peanut butter on Oreos. It was really good. And then I remembered, oh, bro's just stealing the Parent Trap flow. He's stealing my whole flow. Prepare to get taken for the ride of your life. Liam Neeson is an unstoppable force in this action-packed international thriller that will have you on the edge of your seat from start to finish. When his strange teenage daughter is kidnapped in Paris, speaking of French, a former spy, bro just sees the word Paris and he's like, duh, speaking of something I said 5 minutes ago. Dude, a French off in the front court. It's going to get stolen. That's going to get clipped. You're going to see it on First Things First, Nick Wright. Big banner below him. And then his big nose and his long hair. Get a haircut, right? You know he has a black wife? What does that matter? To find her at any cost. Relying on his special skills, he tracks down the ruthless gang that abducted her and launches a one-man war to bring them to justice and rescue his daughter. Taken. We're watching the theatrical version too. They give me the option on the DVD to watch the unrated or the theatrical. Oh, dude, that is so awesome. Just seeing that erupt right there. Taken. Bro, Taken is literally just about this dude's daughter always getting kidnapped. Y'all literally just got outplayed game 2. It was not because of Wemby. That was the game that Wemby got hurt, right, JD? I don't know. Whatever. XD1 is in the chat hanging out with us. Let's get into it, fellas. I absolutely love you. Let's rock and roll. Dude, I couldn't start anywhere else outside of this Boston and Philly series because, brother, the best 2 words in sports, say them with me. Game 7. We got it, bro. That's the only thing that football doesn't have over the other major sports is like game 6 and 7, you know? Dude, should the Super Bowl be a 3-game series? I think I just fixed football. Because, dude, to be honest with you, Super Bowl Sunday is the worst weekend of football. 1 game? 1 game? Make it a 3-game series. Make them play back-to-back-to-back days. That'd be hilarious, bro. This series in Boston and Philly has had a little bit of everything, and the cherry on top is going to be this epic showdown on Saturday in the Garden, Game 7. Dude, the Sixers found a way to win without Embiid. Game 2. That was such a bigger win than I think anybody gave it credit for because shortly after that, Joel Embiid comes back into this series and brother, oh my gosh, they look pretty good without him. Connor McGarbage said Vooj in the chat. I love it, dog. Yeah, hang out on YouTube, please. Hang out over there. I'm trying to get the numbers up on the YouTube. Well, technically every game is a Game 7 win or go home. Yeah, JD, that doesn't make sense now. You've completely neutralized my entire point. Thanks for doing that. Appreciate you, brother. Love seeing you out here. Just kidding. Embiid is averaging 26, 8, and 7 in the playoffs so far and looks pretty darn healthy, brother. I will say, every single time Joel Embiid does hit the floor, I do get quite scared, right? It's like the SpongeBob guy who's like made of glass. His bones are made of glass. Am I imagining something? Do you guys ever like think about an old SpongeBob episode and then like, wait, was that real? SpongeBob does some bad things to kids, man. There were some really gnarly episodes of that show that just like probably should not have been aired. It was the 90s though. Bro, children's programming in the early 2000s, dude, they were like, yeah, little kids like tits too. Sorry. I did not mean that. Yeah, Pixar was like, hey, make the mom's butt huge. Kids like that. Dude, they made Nala in Lion King, like, so pretty. Dude, I remember, can you feel the love tonight? I was like, bro, dude, Nala? Nala can get it. I know Nala's a lion. I think I shouldn't have said any of that. Joel Embiid has basically just proven to be a huge matchup issue for the Celtics. And doing a little bit of a look ahead, right? The winner of this Game 7 on Saturday is going to be facing the Knicks on Monday in the first game of the second round matchup with New York. I personally think New York matches up a lot better with Boston than they do Philly. Because, yeah, I know Kongu didn't play very well at the end, but they had a lot of trouble with the bigs until they started running Cat as the point guard, right? That was the big difference for New York. Is Cat started handling the ball and Brunson was able to play off ball. He's better off ball. You know who else is better off ball? Cade Cunningham. But they don't have anyone else who can handle it over there in Detroit. I said it last night and I might say it again. Austin Reeves for Asar Thompson straight up. Who says no? The other thing in this series, when we had Maxey, when Embiid and Maxey are running the pick and roll, which they did pretty much every single time down the floor, every single time Boston is sending three, and it's either they're double teaming Maxey and Embiid has like a Sam Hauser on him, or they're leaving Maxey wide open to shoot and giving him all the space in the world. There's a huge issue that Boston's having with the Maxey and Embiid pick and roll, and I don't think it stops after this series should they win on Saturday and go on. The big kicker with Embiid, listen, he shot 33% from the floor. He was 6 for 18. He did not have a good shooting night. I looked at the numbers. I was like, wait, how did he have 28 points in this game? He was darn near bad from the field. He shot 1 million free throws because Jaylen Brown kept fouling him, and Jaylen Brown got in foul trouble. When they're running the pick and roll and he has a guard on him in single coverage and no help defense around him, that guard is just going to immediately foul. They don't have another option outside of just fouling Embiid and putting him on the free throw line. It worked pretty well for Philly last night, but I do worry about that moving forward. You've got to be able to guard the pick and roll with less than 3 dudes. But the reason that this Philly and Boston series is going to 7 is not because of Joel Embiid. It is 100% because of Tyrese freaking Maxey. He's the Pistons say no? Okay. The Pistons don't want... the Pistons need a ball handler and a scorer. That is Austin Reeves. The Lakers need an athletic perimeter defense type guy. We have the scoring in Luka. We need like a lockdown defense perimeter guy. That's Asar Thompson, okay? I think it'd be a match made in heaven. Because I'm going to say right now, Austin Reeves is gonna be a second, third team All-NBA type guy. Asar Thompson will not be. That might have been the worst take ever. But Tyrese Maxey is an absolute dog out there. He's averaging a little over 26 a game. He's shooting 45% from the field, bro, and 41% from 3. The guy's just not missing shots. You know, a few guys in the league have this effect where you're like, when he shoots the ball, it's just going in. You know, Luka has that a bit. SGA obviously has that. And right now, Tyrese Maxey's got that. His moves around the hoop, I just want you guys to like lock in on when he's driving to the hoop and there's 2 guys in the paint. XD1 with the sub to get us going on a Friday night on Friday, May 1st. Oh! Hey! Steph Curry. What up? XD, thank you, brother, for the sub, May 1st. It's a good day to sub. It's the first of the month. What is that from? There's a guy on TikTok named K-Skate that always uses that. Shout out to K-Skate. He's one of my first fans. I literally remember my Nick Silvestri and K-Skate were like my 2 first followers on TikTok. And myself. I made sure to go over to my own personal TikTok and then go and follow myself. And I was like, woo, look, I have 1 follower. We're getting up there, though. We have like 2,200 right now. It's growing. We're growing and showing. It's the first of the month. I brush my teeth and count up. All right. Maybe I should stop code switching. Should I? No. I think it's part of my charm. When people bring me back home to the parents, like, the only thing is he code switches a lot. It's part of his charm, though, girl. Him and Joel Embiid running the pick and roll is so hard to stop, like I said, and I talked about a lot. Dude, question for you guys. Tyrese Maxey. Is he the greatest pro player in Philadelphia sports right now? Because A.J. Brown is out of there, right? And for me, A.J. Brown was like probably the best thing in Philly sports. It was maybe him or Saquon Barkley. Right now, I'm pretty sure Tyrese Maxey is the best player in Philly pro sports right now. Because listen, you can talk about Saquon Barkley. He had a pretty down year last year. We can talk about Jalen Carter. He's been unbelievable in his 4 years in the NFL. He's an awesome player. Produces a lot for them defensively. Multiple all-pro guy. You'll have some Jalen Hurts heads in there for sure. A lot of Eagles guys. No one is putting a single Philly in there, by the way, right now because the Phillies absolutely stink. But maybe on a different year. It could have been Aaron. It could be Bryce. I don't know a single Philadelphia Flyer, so I mean maybe someone out there has a Philadelphia Flyer on their Philly Mount Rushmore, but bro, I think Tyrese Maxey might be the best player in pro Philly sports right now. Or it could be Mekhi Lemon. You're right. He hasn't done anything wrong, right? Dude, beginning of the year is like Joel Embiid and blah, blah, blah. And it's like this year it's been pretty clear like Tyrese Maxey is the best player over there in Philly. Right? So I'm like hanging with you guys, writing this for the show, and I was like, wait a second. Is Maxey the best player in Philly sports? I think we'll decide together. I think we'll figure it out as a team, but he's putting the team on his back. He's carrying this team to a playoff like series, like a legit run potentially. If they get past the Celtics in Game 7, dude, he's averaging 26 a game. He's a walking bucket. Just watch him around the hoop, bro. He finishes with his right and his left so easily. He had a move last night. He had two guys on him. He split the defenders, Euro'd right to left, faked with his left hand, put two hands back on the ball, moved to the center of his body. Keita completely shifted the way he was blocking to the front of the rim, and then he goes back to his left hand. Like, he's doing so many crazy things in the paint around the basket, bro. It's so fun to watch him. He's so fast. He's like legit becoming one of my favorite basketball players in the league, and he's creeping into that top 10 conversation. Someone that needs to be in that top 10 conversation, absolutely, is my guy Paul George. Hey, shout out to Paul George right now, brother. Playoff P. That's it. That's the take. Paul George is awesome. We love it, dude. Bro, playoff P. There was a moment 5-6 years ago, people were roasting Paul George for not being able to show up in the playoffs. Dude, sports media used to absolutely destroy this man for not showing up when it mattered most. And it just makes me so happy to see such a great sports town like Philly completely embrace their guy, Paul George. And he's out here balling off. Balling off? He's out here just taking off, dude. He's out here balling out. He's 100% back on steroids, though, right? He got popped for a 25 games suspension for PEDs. And there's no shot the guy's not back on the roids. They're not going to test him again. Dude, once the playoffs start, Fajango, Kagango. Dude, hey, hush, hush. I'm going to have to whisper for this one, so guys, turn up the volume if you can't hear me. LeBron James has been taking steroids for like 15 years. There's no way he's this good and like continues to play at such a physical level and excel in the NBA and still be a top 20 player at the age of 41 without taking steroids. LeBron has been taking steroids, and Adam Silver has been allowing him to do so. Paul George is an absolute legend of the game, bro, and I am just so stoked to see him balling out in Philly and the town just embracing him in general. Bro, this is the man that built Oklahoma City. The entire state of Oklahoma, round up all 1 million of them. Are there 1 million people in Oklahoma? What, are they 1.7? Hey, throw in the Indian reserves, and what are they, 1.8? I shouldn't have called him Indian. You see what LeBron said towards Sengun? He called him soft. It's in their genes. I love you, NATO. That OKC team that we're talking about is like one of the most dominant teams in the NBA, potentially like a legit dynasty budding before our very eyes. Hey, Paul George is the man that built that team. That was all because of him. And it kind of leans into the best finals matchup that we could have. Philly and OKC would be absolutely bonkers as a finals matchup because you basically have Paul George versus the team that Paul George built. You'd also have the obvious storyline that everyone would be talking about is the Jared McCain revenge game. Knicks fans would get to see some orange and blue in the finals for the first time in, 25, 30 years? All of the trust the process people would be liberated through this whole thing, even though the process was Joel Embiid, Nerlens Noel, Jahlil Okafor, Ben Simmons, and Markelle Fultz. Hey, the trust the process people would still be liberated, for sure. Even though the process involved Nerlens Noel, Jahlil Okafor, Ben Simmons, and Markelle Fultz. I'm just saying those people would get to do a little bit of a victory lap if they do get to the finals with Embiid, because he's part of it. He's part of it. You'd have Maxey and SGA battle it out in an ethical hoops off. The legendary battle down low of Chet Holmgren versus Joel Embiid. And of course, this young, fun-loving, slightly homosexual-leaning Oklahoma City Thunder team heading into maybe the most hostile environment in all of sports. I am 100% all the way backing a Philly-OKC finals matchup. I think it would be so fun for the league for all the reasons I outlined, but mainly because it would be Paul George versus the team that Paul George built. I want to stay on this series for a little bit because I haven't talked at all about the Boston side of things. You did not just call the Thunder gay. I didn't call them gay. I called them slightly homosexual leaning. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander practices in a bra. Jared McCain makes TikToks. Chet Holmgren has the facial structure of a horse. They slight, if they were to lean one way or the other, I think they would lean a little more homosexual. Oh, OKC fans are going to be so mad at me because Oklahoma hates gay people. Straight up, dude. Straight up, now tell me, do you really want love? Dude, there's like a certain breed of gay people that are like in the South that like flock as close as they can to like any sort of college town that's slightly blue leaning. So they're like their blue and purple and pink hair doesn't stand out. Dude, I like gay people fear for their lives in like South Carolina and like Oklahoma. Texas, they all go to Austin, so like chill over there. Bro, you see a gay guy in Mississippi and you're like, what? Whoa, gosh. Is that guy okay? Like that guy's gonna get followed home. Hey, buddy, where you going, huh? They're following him home. Yeah, Oklahoma hates gay people. On the Boston side of things, I would be remiss to be a Lakers fan and not just absolutely take a little bit of a victory lap on the Boston Celtics, dude. In the games that they've won, they've shot 42% from three. In the games that they've lost, they've shot 28% from three. The phrase live or die by the three is something this team has been comfortable with and seems to be completely unfazed by the numbers. They haven't made a change. What up, Swaggy? What up, ho? By the way, Oklahoma has 4 million people. I was off by about 3 million. No, I was off by 2.3 million. Even better. Yeah, I was good. I think there's 1.8 in Oklahoma City alone, if I'm not mistaken. I'm very interested in population right now. I'm really high on population, guys. There's a whole region of America, like Montana, North, South, Dakota, Wyoming. There's like 300 people in that entire part of America. Like the barren north is what they call it. In between, like nestled between the Rocky Mountains and like Minneapolis or whatever. There's just like 30 people. All, dude, hey! Their neighbor 100 miles away. Why would anybody want to live there? Dude, so much of your life is dependent on like where you spawn. Like, and you just like, one day you're just like conscious. You just wake up. It's like, hey, you're poor. Your dad's gone. Your life is hard. Sucks. You're just, all right. That's tough. Some people it's like, hey, your parents are super cool. They're still together. Also, dad owns a company that's worth $100 million. You can do whatever you want for your entire life. Like, all right, sweet. Some people are born in Mumbai. Dude, imagine, oh, bro, I couldn't even imagine. I mean, you wouldn't know any different, but like being born in the middle of Mumbai. Dude, you just born to the serenading sounds of car honks and men cooking food with their feet in the middle of the street. Ah, gosh. I don't even care about the Lakers. It's about LeBron. If the Lakers lose, I'm going to do something. I don't know what, but definitely something. We should go TP people's houses, Swaggy. Can we bring back adult TPing? Dude, it'd be so funny. TPing is like exclusively for like high school kids that don't get invited to parties. Because what they do is they TP the person's house while everyone else is at a party. And they're like, they're all partying right now. I'm gonna TP their house because we're not cool enough to get invited. Let's bring back adult TPing. It'd be funny. It'd be really cool. Why not? Oh, you and your 4 buddies have a house? You're like, let's go meet at the bar. You're like, where's Tony and Josh? TPing? Also, being 30 years old and getting TP'd, oh my gosh, would be the worst thing ever. I'd be so frustrated. It doesn't even have like the promise of like potentially a cute girl was like behind all this, right? Because every time you got TP'd as a kid, you're like, well, maybe it was my crush. Maybe my crush was like sending me a message. Because you know when you're in high school, the ultimate way to tell someone that you like them is to TP their house, right? Because then you're forced to like come back the next day on a Saturday. Hey, sorry, it was me, huh? Sorry. Also, whenever you get TP'd in high school, you're always hungover the next day. It's just an exclusive fact. Get TP'd, instantly next day, Dad, hey, we got TP'd, go clean it up. It's 8 a.m. You're like, oh, Dad, I'm only a kid, Dad. I love how your dad's always mad at you for you getting TP'd. I didn't do anything. Get a watchdog. Go buy a ring. Imagine having a super bad day and then you come home and grown-ass men have TP'd your house. Bro, imagine like seeing balding men running away from your house with like toilet paper in their hands. Because all of my friends are balding. They're all balding. If you are balding and you're out there and you're wanting to do something, dude, I'm telling you, I've had friends who've like 22-ish started balding all the way to like 28 and just kind of let it all happen. And then they're like 28 and they're like, I'm going to start doing about it. I'm going to start taking finasteride. Dude, the minute you start balding, do something about it. We're vain, baby. Remember, we're not fixing our mental health this year. We're fixing our outward appearance, and that's it. We're stacking up our accounts. We're getting our follower accounts up. We're being vain. Okay? We're working on the outside. Inside, that'll happen later on. Clip that TP part. TPing. How do you spell TPing? The truth is obvious, and it because all right. Back to the Boston Celtics. The whole adage is like, if they hit their threes, they win. Am I related to Zach Galifianakis? I don't know, actually. Someone take my DNA. Hurry. You could have it. Let's do 23andMe. I think I'm Polish. Is he Polish? No, he's definitely Jewish, right? Dude, there's a guy named Jimmy Feingoldberg. Who's the guy that sits courtside at all the games that wears the lame cowboy hat and has the gray hair, right? Jimmy Feingoldsteinberg? I'm just doing something racist there. I'm sorry. We're going to do a deep dive into him and why he sits courtside at all these games. Listen, man. This Celtics team, when I've heard them on ESPN, I was on Get Up today. I was on Get Up. The word stubborn is getting thrown around a lot. The words arrogant is getting thrown around a lot to describe this Celtics team. Because when we're watching and we're taking our little notes and we're watching the game, and you and me are like, wait a second. When they make their threes, they win. When they lose, when they don't hit their threes, they lose. How come they don't like get away from that game plan and start like maybe driving the paint a little bit or going for some mid-range twos or trying to get inside rather than just shoot threes all the time? Why don't they change their game plan? Every Celtics bro in the world is spewing some nonsense about Mazzulla not adjusting in game. Like, we need to drive the paint. Tell Sam Hauser to quit shooting. Tell Derek White to stop. Bro, hey, to all the fans out there, all of the woes that Boston is experiencing because of all the three-point shots, none of those people are mentioning the fact that Boston 2 years ago won the finals because of those three-point shots. As much as it hurts them in this playoffs, in this series alone, it's also the reason that they are where they're at. So you're going to tell a coach like Joe Mazzulla or a GM like Brad Stevens, hey, I know you've constructed this entire offensive identity. That's the word. Good job, Vini. Around shooting threes. Hey, change. That's not how it works, bro. They found a winning formula that works for them and constructed an entire roster around that certain philosophy, and now you want them to abandon it? People don't understand that these rosters are constructed around philosophies. I do. I understand it all. Yeah, Swaggy, you're right. The goal of the game is you just have to score more points than the other team. It's crazy all these coaches are like, oh, we're going to do this. I'm like, hey, just go score more points than the other team. It's so simple, bro. Why am I not the head coach of every NBA team? I don't get it. One day they'll learn. You constructed a roster around the philosophy of shooting threes. That's what Boston does. They shoot threes. Detroit's going to go out and play hard defense. New York is going to run through Cat, right? The Lakers are going to give the ball to Luka and play a lot of ISO. That is their philosophy. That is the game that they've chosen to go with this year. Boston is built to shoot threes. And yes, when they miss them, it sucks. And they lose. But that's the game plan. Okay? And you live and die by your game plan. You're not going to change it in the middle of the season. Or in the middle of a series, game 7, you're going to start now playing a different way. They don't have the roster to play a different way. You want them to go low inside with Neemias Queta? The reason Neemias Queta is there is because he could kind of be a stretch 4 almost. He's got a little bit of defense speed, can play some defense, can pop a 3 every once in a while. Hey, look at the big man they got in at the trade deadline. They got Vucevic not because he's so great defensively, not because he's really good inside. They got Vooch because he could shoot threes. Their entire identity is around shooting threes. So I'm like, hey, the guy who's sitting on his couch right now in Southie right now with his dumb little Celtics hat on, we got to stop shooting, chucking up so much threes. You have no idea what you're talking about. But, you're from Boston, so what do you expect? I was locked in on that game. I want to talk about the Nuggets and the Timberwolves game in just a moment, but before we do that, we had a historic loss last night by the Hawks. The Knicks beat the Hawks by 51 points, brother. Oh my gosh, dude. Swaggy said, I wish they still had Robert Williams, Time Lord. Dude, Time Lord is low-key one of the greatest nicknames in all of sports. Don't tag me in that, Don't at me like that. It's one of the best nicknames there is. In current NBA players, if we did the best current NBA nicknames right now, Time Lord is up there. Obviously, the Slim Reaper. King James is number 1. Greek Freak, really, really good. I'm starting to call VJ Edgecombe the Bahamian Nightmare. Does anybody want to call him that with me? The Anomaly? Yeah, that Joker is good, but the Anomaly is not real. No one calls Jason Tatum the Anomaly. Chef Curry is good. Chef Curry is really good, Oreo. Vinny. Yeah. Just Vinny. The Alien. Yeah, I mean, Wemby is his nickname, right? The Generator. I don't even know who that is, Slade, but I appreciate the nickname. Do we have any more? I said Slim Reaper already. Time Lord. Wemby. Ant-Man. Ant-Man's good. We'll take Ant-Man. The Joker. VJ is the Generator. Really? He's the Generator? I think he should be the Bahamian Nightmare, but that's just me. The Knicks beat the Hawks last night by 51 points. And listen, if you want to impress me, New York Knicks, do it against Philly or Boston. Put up 51 in Atlanta. It's not a good basketball team. Who would ever pick Atlanta to win a series against you guys? It's just that's just a disappointing end of the series for me, man. 51 probably wasn't even enough. The fact that it went to 6 is disappointing. New York should not be proud of themselves for this series. It was a really fun series going into this one, and then Atlanta just stopped playing defense and got scared of Karl Anthony Towns. Jalen Johnson never showed up. Dyson Daniels looks like an expired fruit roll-up. Okongwu started really hot and then turned into a pumpkin. You made me think Atlanta was good in the first 3 games. And that's your fault. That's on you. That's because of how you made Atlanta look good. That's how bad you are, New York Knicks. Dude, shout out to the New York Knicks. What a great fan base. They deserve this so much. I'm so happy for all of them. Oh my gosh. What a bunch of losers, those New York Knicks fans. I'm going to war right now. I'm going to war with Knicks fans, dude. I just can't take the bing bong and the wing wong and the whatever they're doing in the Garden. Dude, you made the Hawks look good. That's terrible. You're a bad basketball team still. I just love how it took you 3 games. Mike Brown's like, what if we start running the offense through Karl Anthony Towns? And then they tried it and it's like, hey, it worked. It just kind of proves the point Jalen Brunson might not be the guy. Enough of the fans, bro. Enough of those people. I do want to shout out OG Anunoby, who was just completely flies under the radar for this team. OG Anunoby is the best player on New York. He's the only guy that stays on the roster. Cat, OG, you guys can stay. Everyone else, I'm taking everyone else away, and I'm getting Giannis. Take Brunson, take Bridges, take Shamet, take Hart. Take them all. I don't care. Give me Giannis. I'm going to run Giannis. I'm going to run Cat, and I'm going to run OG Anunoby. Good luck stopping me. Dude, Steph Curry as well. Steph Curry's going to be a New York Knick next year. Mark my words. Can we just take a moment to celebrate OG, the awkward king, brother? He averaged 21.5 points per game, nearly 36 minutes per game in this series. He was playing lockdown defense the entire time. He is one of the big reasons that Jalen Johnson never took off in this series, talking.com. Dude, a fun stat that I have, New York had a plus 105 point differential in this series. and somehow lost 2 games. The ceiling and floor of this New York basketball team, the gap between is as wide as the gap between the Red Sea when Moses led the Israelites to freedom. Paprika, just cooking. I'll get to that swag in just a second. The ceiling for this New York Knicks team is a 50-plus point playoff win against a bad Hawks team on the road. The floor is losing 2 games to this Hawks team and looking like a team that doesn't know how to play basketball. I said it all year about New York, okay? They can beat anyone in the league except Detroit, but they can also lose to absolutely anybody, bro. They are on quite the uptick right now, and they're looking very good, and all the momentum is going New York's way. I get it. I hear it. I like it. I hear it. I mean, I'm well-versed in this thing. I know how it goes around this stuff. The floor of this team is like truly abysmal bad basketball. The ceiling, best team in the world. They are the antithesis of consistency. They do not have a consistent bone in their bodies. 1 minute they're up, 1 minute they're down. I'm just so out on this New York team, and I cannot wait to see Philly and Boston take them down. But brother, the game of the night, the story around the sporting world. Did I forget to press play? Guys, you've got to let me know when I don't press play. These are valuable minutes that we could have been watching taken together, and we don't have it. Schefter tweeted, wide receiver DK Metcalf will not face criminal charges stemming from his altercation with a fan at Ford Field during the Steelers and Lions game week 17 last year. Do you remember that, when DK Metcalf punched a fan? Remember when everyone was like defending the fan, like, he didn't say the N-word? Brother, yeah, he did. Yeah, so DK will not face criminal charges, I guess, for that issue of him punching the fan in the face. I love this story because that fan, a year ago, when the Lions played at Seattle, was at the game right behind Seattle's bench and was just giving DK a rough time. Multiple times, this guy has showed up to a DK Metcalf game and purposely sought him out and purposely was like in his face, grilling him, saying horrible things to him, to the point where DK last year, or 2 seasons ago, told the Seattle security, like, hey, kick this guy out, don't let him near me. And they did. And then, of course, a year later, the guy's like, dude, it's the definition of F around and find out, bro. Do you want to stalk DK Metcalf? Good. Okay. Yeah. He's going to punch you in the face. Shout out to the Ole Miss Rebels, by the way. That was so long ago, I forgot about that. I know, I miss football, brother. I miss football. I need people punching fans in the face. I need players punching fans more often. It was one of my favorite parts of the football season. That and probably Justin Herbert getting an MVP vote. That was awesome, dude. Shout out to the Talking Balls guys and Sam Monson. Just, my Irish friends. The Denver Nuggets guys have been officially eliminated from playoff contention as they lose to the very short-handed Minnesota Timberwolves last night. Before I completely just roast the crap out of this Denver team, we do need to celebrate the unreal performance from Chris Finch and the Wolves. Dude, I don't often talk ill of coaches. Actually, yeah, I do. I don't often celebrate coaching in the NBA, right? We celebrate coaching a ton in the NFL. We celebrated a ton. Dude, the coaching, right? Last year, the reason the Seahawks won, it was all because of Clint Kubiak and Mike McDonald, right? Like, we celebrate coaching a ton in the NFL, and because we're like, yes, coaches matter. Woohoo, yeah. Oh, I don't know what that was. In the NBA, we don't really celebrate coaching, but Chris Finch put on a masterclass in this one. Dude, they were down their best player, their best shooter, and one of their most consistent rotational guys, and they still won the game due to sheer will. It never looked once like in this game that Denver was going to have a chance in this one. Minnesota put a chokehold on them and really never let go, dude. Julius Randle was awesome all series. Rudy Gobert was fantastic on defense. So, the Rudy Gobert stock has just gone so high. If for whatever reason you've got like a one-of-one logo man Rudy Gobert that you've been holding on to for the time when he actually does something great, brother, sell it now. This is the time to do it, bro. Rudy Gobert played insane defense. Jaden McDaniels had a coming-out party for the world to see. Dog had a career-high 31 points last night. Jaden McDaniels. This is the guy that was talking all the talk, too. This is the guy that was naming all the Denver Nuggets by name. You don't know. You're not good at defense. You have a horrible defensive team. This was that guy. This was that guy that gave them all the bulletin board material. Remember that? Everyone's like, why is Jaden McDaniels giving them so much bulletin board material? It's like, oh, because he doesn't care. He's fearless, bro. Dude, he's 25 years old. He's having his best offensive season ever. He's clearly a lockdown defensive perimeter type guy. I mean, dude, Jaden McDaniels is becoming a very, very important player in this NBA league. And it's going to be very important next series because, man, San Antonio's got some guard play. I'm excited to talk about this Wolves and Spurs series. I don't think it's going to be as cut and dry as people think. Do I think Anthony Edwards is going to come back? I think he's going to try his best, right? I watched the way that Gobert locked down Jokic, and I'm like, if he could lock down Jokic, he could definitely slow Wemby down. And if you slow Wemby down, you give this team a shot. They've got good perimeter defense on this team. They've got Julius Randle who can go out and score. Bones Highland's scoring. Jaden McDaniels is like, it's not a cakewalk for the Spurs. I'm going to just put it that way. It's going to be a fun one. Give me the Wolves in 6, said JD. What up, dog? Wow, JD coming in hot right now. Jaden McDaniels locks down your best guard and then puts up 31 on the other end in a, like, only a true dog could have that kind of performance. I'm just so impressed with this team and watching them play basketball, bro. It's just really fun. Top to bottom, every player showed up. You don't have that often where we see every single guy off the bench hops into the game knowing they're going to win. That's what I saw last night. It didn't look like a Minnesota team that was like, all right, hopefully we get a win. Oh, we need to win this game at home. No, they walked in to that arena and said, we're going to win. And they were fearless the entire time. And they had the lead the entire game. Nuggets never had a chance, bro. The Nuggets had the best player in the world, and they lost the series because they couldn't play defense. And they were too soft to get through Minnesota. Bro, I don't know where this is going to go or how it's going to end up or what this means for the league. Carter Bryant is our secret weapon. Oreo, I'm going to just let you know right now, no, he's not. No, he's not. We're not doing the whole ninth guy off the bench as the secret weapon show. That's the most New York Knicks thing ever. Dude, Jose Alvarado is the key to this series. No, he's not. It's your star. The key to that series is Victor Wembanyama. If he plays well, you guys are going to win. If he plays poorly, you guys are going to lose. We saw it with Denver. Jokic, dude, he had good numbers still, but he didn't play like a Jokician game. Jokician? Yeah, I'm going to say it. Denver could not play defense. Jokic just is not a great defender. He's a little too slow. Jamal Murray is a terrible defender. Aaron Gordon didn't play. Dude, I think the days of like being a pure scorer and not being able to play defense are just gone in the NBA. Because I'm doing a whole thing on TikTok today. It's like, hey, let's fix the, let's go ahead together and like fix the, how do I put this? Fix the Nuggets. And I'm looking at it, dude, Jamal Murray is scheduled to make $53 million next year. And he can't play defense. I'm sorry, but I cannot be paying people $53 million to just play on one side of the floor, right? You can't. In today's NBA, the reason the Thunder are so good is because they all play defense. The Celtics are good because they all play defense. Maxey, Edgecombe, all those guys, those guards are playing defense. Brunson's not good at it, no, but they got OG out there and they got Mikal Bridges. You have to have great defense. The day of just being a scorer in the NBA, I don't know if you could win a game like that anymore, or at least win a playoff series like that. The Nuggets have 86% of their salary cap next season tied up in Jokic, Murray, and Aaron Gordon. Two of the three guys do not play on one end of the court. 86% of your salary cap is tied up in three players. One of them is too unhealthy to find the floor. One of them cannot play defense at all and is wholly reliant on his three-point shot, and when it doesn't fall, he can't do anything. And the other one is the greatest player we've ever seen. Shea shot over 600 free throws this season. Brunson should use his Funko Pop head for defense. He does kind of look like a Funko Pop. That's pretty good, Swaggy. That's actually very good. Swaggy, joke of the day. You get pinned, bro. First pin of the day. Congrats, Swag. Da-da-da-da. Celebrate. Good times. Morongo. Good times. The Nuggets played like a scared, sad dog that expected Minnesota to, like, roll over because they lost their best player. The Nuggets were like, hey, why are you guys still trying? It felt like Denver was expecting Minnesota to give up when Anthony Edwards went out. It was like, oh, he's gone. Now this team's going to just give up and roll over. A lot of people picked Denver to like win the finals this year, right? Dude, a lot of people picked Denver to at least go to the Western Conference Finals. A lot of people were having the Spurs losing to the Nuggets is like, this is the wake-up call for the Spurs. Where it's like they're, that whole dumb sports thing where it's like, they're too young to win in the playoffs. A lot of people had the Nuggets going very far, and that team's out in 1. That thing didn't even go to 7. They lost in 6. David Adelman had no answers, dude. He was not able to free up Jokic at all. He wasn't able to get Murray away. He wasn't from Jaden McDaniels. The team just kept going out there every single night and trying the same thing over and over again and hoping it would work, and it never did. This was a team that had a ton of people picking them to win the finals, and they're gone, dude. According to Jokic himself after the game, they said, well, like, what happened? He's like, we're very far away from being a playoff contender. Straight up. It's really not about who shoots more free throws. It's about how they get the calls. Slade, yes. We're just gonna have a full 3-hour show on free throws alone because it's the biggest topic in sports right now. Free throws. All over my TV today. Is Jokic a fraud? Is Jokic a fraud? Right? People were comparing the playoff numbers between Jokic and Giannis. And there's a big argument that Giannis has had a better career thus far than Jokic. And I'm here to have that conversation. I can actually 100% buy that, right? And now there's all these people saying, well, hey, Jokic's run to the finals, it was a 4 seed, a 7 seed, a 5 seed, and an 8 seed, right? I saw a stat on Twitter today there's been 76 NBA finals winners. 73 of them have had to play a top 3 seed on their way to winning the finals. The past 3 seasons are the 3 teams that never had to play a top 3 seed and get to the finals. Denver ran through nobody. Boston ran through nobody. The Thunder last year ran through nobody. I'm not going to sit here and say like, oh yeah, dude, those were all fraud championships. There's a little something to it. Obviously, last year's run was completely highlighted by injuries throughout. So like the Thunder were going to win it regardless, I think. They kind of obviously got lucky with injuries. Don't let people convince you that Nikola Jokic is a fraud. He led the league in rebounds and assists as a 7-footer and shot 40% from 3 while doing so. He's an anomaly. He's unheard of. He is still, in my opinion, the best offensive player in the league. You do not have another 7-footer that runs point for their team and finds the open guy every time. The issue with the Nuggets is if you have a guy like that who's going to run your entire offense and not really play that well on the defensive end, you need to surround him with defensive talent. And instead, they surrounded him with a broken Aaron Gordon and a Jamal Murray who's an actual traffic cone out there and cannot play defense against anybody. I'm very concerned for the Nuggets, but they've got some wiggle room in the offseason to make some moves, okay? They do have some wiggle room. They've got like pretty much their entire team tied up next year. There's a couple guys like Bruce Brown that they might need to re-sign if they want to, but they're already over the apron. They're already over the cap. And like I said, they got 86% of their salary cap tied up in 3 guys. And all 3 of those guys completely disappointed in this one. Thank you for watching the Power Hour. We're going to continue the show in just about 5 minutes, fellas. Go grab a drink, go use the restroom, go hang out, stretch your legs. We're going to be going live on TikTok in 5 minutes, guys. I'm going to take a little bit of a break. I will see you on the other end. See you in 5. Enjoy this clip. Below him, Winston throws pair of pick sixes as Browns fall to the Broncos. First Browns player ever with 450 plus passing yards and 4 pass touchdowns in a game. and threw 2 pick sixes? What game is this? Wait, what game is this? How do we do this? How do we find this out? Pro football. Wait, no way he had 4 touchdowns and a foot. You kidding me? Game logs. I don't know. When was this? 2022? Team New Orleans? No. Was he on the Browns after New Orleans? Good. There it is. There's the clip. No, he wasn't. Was this last year he was on? Yeah. Cleveland against, what was the team? Denver? Oh my gosh, look at this game. He was 34 for 58 for 497 yards. He threw 4 touchdowns and 3 picks. Oh my gosh. This is the greatest game a player's ever played. He threw 2 touchdowns for the other team. Yeah, look. Nick Bonito, 71-yard reception return. And then Jaquan McMillan, 44-yard interception return. No, wait. Yeah. Oh my gosh, dude. Brick Jock, is that not the greatest stat line in history? He was 34 for 58 for 497 yards. He threw 4 touchdowns, 2 pick sixes, 1 interception. Please tell me he fumbled. He was sacked 3 times for 22 yards. Ran the ball 3 times for 11 yards. No fumbles. Damn. A fumble would have been awesome. Fumble would have been so sick. And the fumble would have just put the... Dude, this is the greatest game of all time. 34 for 58 for 497 yards, 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. 2 of them went for touchdowns, 3 sacks, and 3 rushing yards, and 11 rushing yards. Oh my gosh, dude. This is the greatest game I've ever seen in my life. Oh, man. Dude. 58 attempts? We got to watch the highlights of this game. Oh my God. What was his fantasy score? Surface grass. Cool. Great. Does this show fantasy? No. What was this? How do we... I got to go live on TikTok in a second, but first I want to see how many points Jameis Winston put up in fantasy on that day. Wow, that's an unbelievable stat. My team sucks. Don't look at it. Jameis. Dude, why would it say James Marvick? Brick the calculator. Yeah, can you calculate that for us, Brick? I'm going to be going live on TikTok right now. Someone shared a video. That's funny. We're live on TikTok. We did it. It was like 35 points in fantasy. That's an unbelievable day. That is such an unbelievable day. How can we look up? So, but also the Broncos defense probably had 20 points as well. Dude, I cannot believe that. I want to get this stat line tattooed on me. Dude, look at this Barstool ad. Mubi and Hannah Montoya. You guys know about Hannah Montoya from Barstool? Are you guys Barstool heads? Hey, TikTok. Hey, everybody. Hey, TikTok people. I'm going to pay attention to them for like 5 minutes, guys. Oh yeah, I do. What's up, Slinger? Slinger's in the chat. Slinger's in the chat. Yeah. Slinger, we were talking about Jameis Winston. Talking about Jameis Winston. And what's up, Inzay? Dude, that clip sucked at the end. The beginning is so fire, though. The Jameis Winston game, brother. I should get that stat line tattooed on my chest. I want to get it like tattooed straight across my chest. I want to get ball nowhere on the back of my shoulder blades where like my name would go. Dude, my favorite thing about Mexican people, I mean, obviously their food. Number 2 is the fact that they get their last names tattooed on the back of their shoulder blades. As if like one day we're going to be like, wait, what's your last name again? Fool. I'm like, oh yeah. It's tattooed on your back. Guys, I don't know if I should go live on TikTok with my Fix the Nuggets graphic or my Who Do You Got in Tonight's Game graphic. What do you guys think? Who you got? Let's go with Fix the Nuggets. Let's go live right now. And you and I are going to do this all together right now. If we're going to really fix the Nuggets, we need to do it as a group effort. I'm going to pull up Sportac for us so we can see some where the number is lying, some where the numbers are with this squad. And we can jump in together. As JD Walker and Oreo and the Cat are getting in a full-on fist fight in the chat right now, going at it with each other back and forth. The series hasn't even started yet, fellas. You got to get through round 2, and then you guys can start fighting. Because we don't even know if the Spurs are going to be there or not. We don't even know if the Thunder are going to be there or not. You can sit here and be like, hey, man, I know my team's going to be there. You have no idea what's going to happen in this series, dude. Every team is one injury away. So when I'm looking at the 2027 season, Nikola Jokic is going to be getting paid $62 million. It's a player option. He's absolutely going to be opting in. Thunder sweeping the Rockets or Lakers? Yeah, probably, but you know, what if people get hurt? It happens. Thank you for the likes, Nick. Unbelievable stuff. Take back with Zach. Yes, sir. Jamal Murray is getting $53 million, and Aaron Gordon is getting $34.5 million next year. Those guys are locked up, okay? Christian Braun is getting $23 million. That's your entire salary cap right there. So you've got Cam Johnson, who's an unrestricted free agent. Jonas Valanciunas is an unrestricted free agent. Zeke Naji has a player option that he's going to be opting into. And then that's pretty much it, dude. That's pretty much it for this team. You know, Bruce Brown is an unrestricted free agent. Spencer Jones is going to be UFA. Peyton Watson, UFA. I don't know what you're going to do with those teams. I don't know what you're going to do with those players. You got options to fix the Nuggets. I'd be absolutely thrilled to hear what you guys say. Also, we have tonight's games on the line. Tonight's games are the Pistons and the Magic, the Cavs versus the Raptors, and Lakers versus Rockets. These are all the Game 6s to force Game 7. The question is, how many Game 7s are we going to be getting on Sunday? Right now, we have one Game 7 for Saturday. The best thing would be no Game 7s on Sunday. I know. But just, you know, a one night off would be nice for Vini. One night off would be very nice for Vini. But in the first game of the day, it's the Pistons versus the Magic. I've got the Magic winning this one. I think it might be a close game. I know Cade Cunningham is on an absolute tear right now. I love Cade, obviously. I'm just going to roll with the home team, though. You know what I mean? Come on, Lakers closing it, baby. I know, Mr. I think we close it out in 7. I'm just like, I'm a Lakers fan, bro. You guys know this. I'm pretty sure Adam Silver really wants Lakers-Rockets Game 7, Kevin Durant, LeBron James. That's the storyline that the NBA wants. So I do think the Rockets force Game 7 purely because Scott Foster is also officiating tonight's game for the Lakers. Scott Foster, better known as the Extender. Tyson said, why are these 0-3? I don't know. Check back later and see if you're right, brother. Raptors got it in 7. I don't think the Raptors win tonight. I picked all the home teams in this one except for that one just because, you know, it's been all home teams in that series, Cleveland and the Raptors, and so my mind kind of does go to, like, well, just back the home team. I feel like Cleveland got it figured out, though, dude. They got to figure it out at some point. Scott Foster got a parlay in the game. He is. I'm from Los Angeles. Mr. I'm from OC, brother. You and me cut from the same cloth, dog. Pistons are definitely winning, bro. Yeah, maybe. They haven't looked good at all in this series, though. The Magic have looked way better. The Magic would have won Game 5 if they just hit their free throws. You know that, right? What is up, brother? You are our first caller of the day. You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from? He hung up. He was afraid. 704, you're not calling back in on the show. Yeah, you guys can. Odds Pistons win this? I mean, Raymond. The Pistons could absolutely win this game, dude. They're a very good basketball team. Cade is on an absolute tear. On the road in Orlando, I think Orlando's going to be coming out pretty hot tonight, bro. Paolo Banchero, like, as much as people are talking about Cade Cunningham and how good he was last game, Paolo also had 45. No? Also, if the Magic don't shoot 60% from the free throw line, they win the game. YSL bans it took too long? No, I mean, you got to come prepped, brother. Oh, guess what we did? Nas Reed in the chat again, bro. Preston, look at last game. What are you talking about? No way you actually think the Lakers are going to lose? Joey, I'm a Lakers fan, brother. Dude, do you know who's reffing in this game? Scott Foster. He's the extender. Scott Foster is like 7-0 in game sixes to force a game 7. You got to read between the lines, bro. What does Adam Silver want? Adam Silver wants a game 7 on Sunday. He wants a game 7 on Sunday. Rockets, Lakers in Los Angeles. LeBron James, Kevin Durant. That's what he wants. You got to understand, the NBA is here for entertainment. If you don't think that Scott Foster is going to extend this series for Adam Silver, it's all, dude. It's you got to read between the lines on this game. Also, Austin Reeves comes back in the lineup, and the defense completely falls off a cliff. J.D. Walker saying he despises all the Prime video games. The tough part about that being on Prime is all 3 games are on the same time. It's really hard to switch between the Prime like channels, if you will. I really think Magic over Pistons? Question mark? I don't know what you're trying to say. Knicks last game, bro. They taking the trophy. Preston, what are you talking about? Raptors win, said Dom. I don't think they do. I mean, all the home teams have won in that series, so yeah, I hear that. I just think Cleveland's maybe figured it out. Maybe they have. It's like, hey, try to slow down Scotty Barnes the best you can. Scotty Barnes is like low-key, like becoming one of my favorite players in the NBA, for real. Scotty Barnes and Jaden McDaniels. Michael said Magic win. I've got the Magic winning as well, Michael. Johannes just said Toronto Raptors. Do you want to start naming teams, bro? Indiana Pacers. We can just name teams. Carl said Pistons in 7. You have the Pistons winning 3 straight games? 3 straight games to end the series would be tough. I'm saying because of last game, the Knicks are going to win it all. Because they beat a really bad Hawks team by 51, you think they're going to win it all, Preston? That's crazy. How about the fact that the Hawks were made to look like a good basketball team because of how bad New York was in the beginning of the series? They're the most inconsistent basketball team of all time. We got a call coming in right now. Fellas, give it up for my boy, Mog. What up, Mog?
Yeah. Bro, it's Downs right now, but, bro, the Lakers can win. I wouldn't care because we just go a game without Luka, probably 2, maybe 3. But, bro, what's crazy is I have the picture of when the Knicks were beating the Hawks by like 40. It was like 62-19, bro.
Dude, they absolutely dominated the Hawks. I'm just mad at New York in general for making this a series. Like, how did you not sweep this team? You just beat them by 50. How did you lose 2 games?
Exactly. And you know, I'm not even a Knicks fan, but bro, I had to watch that game yesterday, and I ain't gonna lie to you, that was crazy, bro.
Yeah. They were on fire. OG Anunoby is like the best thing that they have going. Once they started having Cat kind of run point and let Brunson play off ball. Listen, Mike Brown was the former coach of the Warriors. When Steph and the 2014, 2015 Warriors were really cooking, remember Steph was just like running around the court like crazy, and then Draymond was running the point? That's what they switched to, with Cat kind of running things and Jalen playing off ball. Dude, I think they're on for a good stretch. My one worry is I don't think they beat either the Sixers or the Celtics in the next round.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't think that they could get near that. Because think about it, the Sixers the Embiid now, so if they really wanted to, if the Knicks were smart, they would probably I think that they should put Towns at the center, because they keep switching it around. I think that they should put Towns at the center, OG at point forward, actually, because OG has a really good defense. Jalen and them could stay where they is, right?
Yeah, OG just doesn't have the passing game that Cat has. But yeah, go on, Mark.
But I don't think that they could get past the Sixers because, bro, Tyrese brings the offense. He's a two-way. He could play defense if he needs to. And he could play offense, obviously, after jumping 30 against Boston. But Boston, it's not like they got Drew Holiday. So, like, I'm not expecting, like, oh, my God, BJ should be dropping 50 as a rookie, but they don't got Drew Holiday anymore. They don't got Porzingis. It's not 2024.
Yeah.
So they got a strong defense, just not one of the best defenses. And when you got Derek White dropping 3 from 8, it's kind of iffy. But I do think that Boston could pull out. I mean, I'm a Lakers fan, so I can't root for Boston.
You are.
But I think that's a good game, and I think that if Sixers or Boston were to go there, I think the Sixers would slam them probably in 6. When you got Tyrese, VJ, you got Joel Embiid, you got a bunch of players on there that could. I mean, their bench isn't even bad.
Yeah, I mean, Quentin Grimes was really good for them off the bench. Kelly Oubre's been awesome. Bog, I mean, you're laying it out. It's a really good basketball team. The Sixers are much better than the 7 seed that they should be. I mean, I think Orlando's a better 8 seed than they should be. The East is just heating up, dog. Before you go,
I feel about Orlando. You already know. I told you this. I told you Orlando was winning, bro. They're giving it up at home. I mean, like, literally, I don't care if they lose I do care if they win this game, but,
they need to win tonight.
They're just saving time for fans, Wagner. But
I think they need to win tonight. You think the Magic win it tonight and finish the Pistons off?
I most definitely do think. I'm not going to bet against them not winning, because every time they've won by a big gap at home, literally.
Yeah, Mog, they're a great basketball team. You're an unbelievable caller, brother. Thank you for calling in. Before you go, who you got in Game 7, Boston-Philly on Saturday?
I really want to say Boston, is gonna win, but the Sixers got a better overall team. Cause Celtics don't really got a center.
Mog, who you got? Who you got?
I'm gonna have to take the Sixers, bro. I got to.
Boom, beautiful. Mog, thanks for calling into the show, bro. I'm sorry, I just got to keep it rolling. I got calls coming in, brother, but we'll talk again later tonight. All right, boss?
I bet.
All right, peace. JD just finds the broadcast a lot worse on the prime games. We could go with this graphic with the who wins Game 7, Boston or 76ers. I also am really curious about what you guys think about fixing the Denver Nuggets. Nikola Jokic, at the end of this game, they asked him about, hey, what went wrong? And he's like, we're really far off. He thinks the roster around them is very far off. As you guys can see from these numbers, courtesy of Sportac, next season, that 2027-28 or 26-27 season, as the Cubs win at home, go Cubs, go. Jokic, Murray, and Aaron Gordon are all locked up through next season. They're making 86% of the 86% of the salary cap is tied up in those 3 guys. 2 of them don't play defense. 1 doesn't even play on the floor. Go get Donovan Mitchell, Raymond. Do you think the Cavs would ever? Who would they give up? Raymond, I'm curious about that one. I was here a few days earlier and said Game 3 was a must-win for LA, and it was, and 100% was. Well, Nick, only if they win the series. 100% Nick. But yeah, dog, you know ball, brother. Absolutely love it. JD Walker likes the NBC broadcast a lot more. Gordon's old. It won't work at $31 million. Dude, it's $31.8 million for Aaron Gordon. Jamal Murray is making $56 million next season. Dude, the day of having a pure scorer who cannot play defense and paying them $50 million a year, that's unsustainable. That's unsustainable for a franchise whose goal is to win. Cubs won. Let's go. They did. They almost lost. It was 6-1 at one point, and then they made it a game towards the end. Caleb Williams and Matt Rife are sitting together at the game. That's kind of sick. Celebrity dream couple, Caleb Williams and Matt Rife. We are not going to talk about the pitching. Yeah, the bullpen was really bad. Aaron Gordon healthy is worth every penny, but Raymond, he's not, dude. He's not on the floor. Wasn't he healthy last year? They couldn't do it last year. This team struggles, dude. They've got Cam Johnson, who they keep, obviously. Christian Braun is tied up for the next 7 seasons, so he's there. Jonas Valanciunas is a free agent in 2 years, so maybe you move Jonas. You got to re-sign Bruce Brown. All the other guys that are not listed on here that are players for that team, those are all unrestricted free agents that they can either re-sign or not sign. So Bruce Brown, Peyton Watson, all of those dudes. Raymond said Christian Braun has got to go. For what, though? What do you get back for him? You have so much money tied up in a big 3. Dog. Oh, Oreo the Cat, the Nuggets drafted Donovan Mitchell and then traded him on draft night? Dude, that's crazy. What a difference a day makes. Raymond said yeah. Valanciunas. I don't know if anybody's going to want Valanciunas, to be honest. I mean, when you have so much money tied up in those three guys, that is your entire roster. It's really hard to build a competent starting 5 or a 10-man rotation around 3 players that make 86% of your cap. Dude, if you throw Christian Braun in there, that's it. That's the whole cap. That is the whole thing. How often is Stan Kroenke going to want to be above the second apron? RJ wants to trade Gordon for Jaren Jackson Jr. Jaren Jackson Jr. just got traded to the Jazz. The Jazz are not giving up JJJ. They're not. We can look at free agents. Why did they fire Malone? Sweet and dreamy. That's kind of that's kind of where I'm at, dude. Didn't Jonas threaten to leave to overseas last offseason? I don't remember Jonas Valanciunas being a threatening man. I don't know. Maybe you could let us know. All right. Here are the 2026 free agents. I have this on Twitch and YouTube if you guys want to get the full view of the show. But we got it here. Trae Young's on a player option. LeBron is a UFA. LaVine has a player option. James Harden has player options. CJ McCollum is unrestricted. Chris Middleton unrestricted. Kristaps Porzingis unrestricted. Those are kind of like the best 4 guys. CJ, Kristaps, and LeBron. I don't think the Nuggets are going to get LeBron James. We could just get out of that one. No, Ethan, don't even think about it. They did it 2 AD in 1 season. It's true. Valanciunas to Europe. Club means it's a club option, JD. I know, of course, you were like, oh, that's Hartenstein. They have a club option. So OKC could either bring him back. It's the opposite of a player option. You know, like when a guy has a player option on his contract, he either opt in or opt out and become a free agent. He either opts into signing with the team or opts out to free agency. It's the same thing, but it's the team's decision instead of the player. Tobias Harris is unrestricted. Anthony Simons is unrestricted. Fred's on a player. John Collins. Dude, there's like Norman Powell and Harrison Barnes are kind of the guys I would look at, maybe. Yusuf Nurkic is available, I guess. Oh, oops. The Nuggets got issues, bro. The Nuggets have issues, and they do not have a competent roster to win the finals at this point. I don't know what they're going to put together to be able to do that. When I see all that money tied up with the big 3 of Gordon, Murray, and Jokic, in my mind, you have to move on from one of those 3. Saw someone make the Mitchell trade, and it's the only way, in my opinion. Raymond, what is the Mitchell trade? People are saying Cleveland would trade Donovan Mitchell to the Nuggets for what, though? What does a 3-0 loss do to LeBron's legacy? Nothing. We already did the LeBron legacy thing when he went up 3-0. When he up 3-0, everyone was like, he rocks. What up, Hunter? But since Jazz has JJJ, they can just go get Markkanen. 2032 pick and stuff. Raymond, no. The Cavs are not trading their best player for picks. They have finals aspirations. My guy Tone from New York is calling in the show. What up, Tone?
Yo, what up, Dad? You seen what the Knicks did yesterday? Did you see what the Knicks did yesterday?
Give me a bing bong, brother.
A murder.
Give me a bing bong.
Bing bong all the way, coming from New York City, the Bronx. What the Knicks did would never happen again, though.
Yeah.
I'm still letting you know this, Jack.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe the score.
History was made last night. They had a 51-point lead, a win over the Hawks. I'm just confused, man. How did you lose 2 games to this team? What happened in those first 3 games?
I don't know. Like this, I think the defense wasn't there in the 2 first games.
Sure.
Because I watched this game live. Mm-hmm. I got home, and the first thing I did, took a shower and watched the game.
Yeah.
When I'm watching this, I feel like the Knicks knew that, hey, the Hawks really like fast breaks. They only opportunity on offense to fast break. If we stop them on the fast break, I think we could take advantage of the game. The whole game, the Hawks barely score on transition. When it did, of course, they got the bucket in, but that was barely. Going down by 50, though, that's crazy. Relocate at that point. Go to St. Louis.
Yeah. They need to go back to being the St. Louis Hawks after they got absolutely beat down by New York. Dog, listen, New York is so impressive. They might be the most impressive team in basketball that was playing last night. At the moment right now, they're very, very good. Next series, bro, you're either playing Boston or Philly. What team do you think you match up better with, Boston or Philly?
That's a great question. Listen, from what I seen yesterday, if Joel Embiid plays like he's been playing for the past 2 games, Sixers are going to win. If Jason Tatum do not explode this Game 7, goodbye, Celtics. Goodbye. And hello, 76ers, because I'm not going to lie. Sorry to all the Philly fans out there and stuff, but Philly is not winning against New York. I'm sorry to break it to you. Joel Embiid, yes, he is great. He is my top 3 favorite players of all time.
Okay.
The problem with him, he's very injury prone. Very.
Of course. Tone. So you're thinking you guys have a better chance against Philly than you do against Boston in next round?
Honestly, how the Celtics are playing, I feel like I told you last time, if we go against the Celtics, we're bringing them to a Game 6 or a Game 7.
Yeah.
It has to happen. The thing about the Celtics, though, that a lot of people don't realize, they still rely on the 3 a lot. If their 3s are not going in, the Celtics are basically done. Jaylen Brown, yeah, he is an MVP candidate, and he doesn't shoot as much as the other players on the Celtics, but it's not, how can I describe it? They're not good for New York. They're not good. They're trash, okay? I'm a New Yorker. I'm talking in New York terms now. They're trash. They're going to get destroyed. Call Anthony-Town. No, it's not even Carl Anthony-Town I need to glaze. Thank God for OG Anunoby.
That's it.
Oh, my God. If he stood in Toronto, his career would have ended.
Yeah.
Thank God for OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges, finally. It doesn't look like we got scammed by Brooklyn.
OG Anunoby is the heart and soul of that team. I absolutely love his play on defense and offense. He's been unbelievable.
I love it.
He was so good in this series. He averaged 21.5 points per game in nearly 36 minutes. Dude, he's so awkward and so fun and only cares about basketball and being super chill. I absolutely love him.
I love that.
Tone,
I love his mindset.
I got to push back a little bit, though. I think you guys would have a better chance against the Celtics than you would against the Sixers because you guys... I think you guys might struggle a little bit with the bigs, not just Embiid, but also Andre Drummond. The Celtics don't have a bigs issue. You have great perimeter defenders around there that could lock down the guards. I think you'd rather get the Celtics, in my opinion, than the Sixers.
That's a great take, and I completely agree with you with that because looking on both, you actually have a thoughtful take. Because like I said earlier, the Celtics rely on the three-pointer a lot. The Knicks could handle that. But the 76ers, they're more of a shot-creating team. They could shoot from 3, mid-range, post up, go into the bucket. They could do all of that. But if you really think about it, let's put it in a scenario. Let's say the 76ers does win.
Okay.
Joel Embiid plays. Who's going to be leading the offense? Joel Embiid is not going to be able to score on Cat as efficiently. We've seen what happened last time, they went against each other. Tyrese Maxey, yeah, he's great. But they're going to put Jose Alvarado on him. VJ Escone, yes, he dropped 30 points, but he's still a rookie. In the second round, his first time. Paul George, he's great, but he had to give up his podcast for a reason. I don't need to say more. We already saw it. Listen, the only worry I have, to be honest, is the Knicks going straight to the finals. If the Knicks do somehow lead the second round, winning, and go to the third round, because I'm not gonna lie, the other side of the field in the Eastern Conference, I'm not worried about that. Magic, Pistons, Raptors, or Cavaliers, I don't care who we match up on. We're gonna win. It's just the finals. I would like the Spurs.
I love it, Tone. You want the Spurs, you want the guys. I absolutely love it, brother. We got to keep things rolling, but before you go, official prediction.
I love you. I love Oli. I love you, Jack. Thank you. Let's go, New York!
Later, Tone. Wow. Unbelievable call bringing the heat right now. 2V and Melatonin going at it. Make sure you guys are just respectful for each other. Let's just make sure you guys aren't being too toxic. We're just hanging out, talking ball. It's supposed to be fun, right? We're not getting at each other. Sixers and 7. NTM joining the show. What up? I think the Celtics should be more afraid of themselves than any other team. Raymond, it doesn't feel like they've really lost a game to Philly. It feels like they've kind of beaten themselves every time. Because you kind of highlighted it. Tone highlighted it on that call a little bit. He said about the threes, Boston's in games they've won, in the 3 games that they've won, they've shot 42% from 3. In 3 losses, they've shot 28%. The team lives or dies by the 3. The one thing, though, a bunch of idiots out there are like, hey, we need to change the game plan. We need to stop shooting so many threes. Brother, your whole team is designed to shoot threes. You're not going to completely just change all of that, right? I made this graphic yesterday, and I'm doing this now to just reverse jinx Celtics fans. Who wins round 2, Knicks or Celtics? I'm just trying a bunch of new graphics today, fellas. Bunny Rabbit is joining. What up? Ethan said Applebee's, Christmas trees, double D's, Lakers, and 6. I hope, brother. I hope. I've been rooting for this Lakers team my entire life. Dude, I remember when the starting 5 included Robert Sacre in it, dog. I'm a diehard Lakers fan. Been here from the day I was born. I will say, though, I do not have a lot of faith in them winning this game tonight, right? Why do you say that? Austin Reeves comes back into the lineup and the defense completely falls off a cliff. The defense was so good to start the series, and the Rockets have just improved, and our defense has gotten worse and worse and worse every single game. Listen, the Rockets had 98 in game 1, 94 in game 2, then they jump up to 108, then they jump up to 115, then they're beating us by 6 in game 5. Our defense has gotten worse game in and game out. Also, our scoring has just dropped. We had 107, 101, 112, 96, 93. The trends for these teams they're just going in opposite directions right now. Houston is playing like a very young team that doesn't care what happens. They went down 3-0 and they're like, all right. And then they loosened up. They completely loosened up. Now, do they get tied again tonight? I hope so. But Scott Foster is officiating this game. He's the extender, bro. There's 2 things with the whole Scott Foster thing. And if you're calling in the show and you're like, what is bro talking about Scott Foster and that? That doesn't matter. He's not playing. Scott Foster absolutely matters to the series. If you don't think he does, you don't know ball. My friend Alex calling in from Colorado, insider with the Denver Nuggets. Brother, so sorry that your season has officially ended.
I got the Avalanche to focus on now. Another team. It sucks.
It absolutely sucks. I got a graphic up right now on TikTok that kind of has some of the numbers for next season. How do we fix this Nuggets team, bro? Because you have 86% of the salary cap is tied up in Jokic, Murray, Aaron Gordon, and then you throw in Christian Braun, it's like 98% of the cap.
Yeah, how do you fix this cap space? Well, here's the plan. I think the Nuggets trade Zeke Naji. We don't know what's going to happen with Valanciunas. Aaron Gordon, he's going to have to stay. Unless if the Charlotte Hornets are dumb and they want to take him because they could fit in the cap space. Jamal Murray could possibly be a trade contender. I think that's what's been talked about a lot on 104 fans.
Is that on the table? Is moving on from Jamal Murray actually on the table for this Denver Nuggets team?
100%. I mean, hey, we've done it before. I think the $50 million would free up so much space, and you could bring in another star if you want to. I think that would be the option for the Nuggets here. I think Jokic is going to stay, but here's the thing. The Nuggets are going to try and get him on a super max contract of $293 million for over 4 years. So that would raise his salary in 2 years. You only have a 2026 first rounder and a 2026 second, no picks in 27, and you have a second rounder and a 28. And in 29, there's like nothing. So the picks are a bit cooked for the Nuggets.
Yeah.
They need to build up draft capital. So I think they trade Zeke Naji. They're going to get some picks with that. Probably you could get a position player or 2. I would say right now for the Nuggets, Cam Johnson, that's another guy. Probably trade him, free up $23 million right there.
Okay.
This could be a gutted team, or they could either roll with the same team again, because they could probably afford to bring everybody back but let go Peyton Watson. Christian Braun, his trade value has plummeted. He only took 4 shots last night. That's a big concern. He didn't even want to shoot the ball.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't know.
And he's making a lot of money too.
So many things.
Dude, you've kind of highlighted it, Alex. It's either you gut the roster or you just run it back. My one worry is look at what happened in Milwaukee when they kind of did the gut the roster thing and kind of did like a reset year. Giannis instantly was like, I'm out on this. Do you see Jokic really wanting to play for a team that's like in like a rebuild type mode? You know?
He said he wanted to be a Denver Nugget in his post-game conference. So I would say that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
He wants to be a Nugget forever, and I think I can see that with Nikola Jokic. It's just maybe the timing of him retiring earlier could be the biggest thing. If Nikola Jokic is there to do this rebuild thing, that's one thing I could see. But
what would the trade market be for Jamal Murray?
Jamal Murray, I mean, it's going to be a team who really wants a point guard, who wants to pay $50 million. The only teams that I feel like either see it for the foreseeable future, it's basically, I mean, altitude. We talked about the Rockets could be a team if they want to see it. That's a potential trade candidate.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think the Nets would be a trade candidate.
No.
There's
the Pistons?
not many teams out there. Maybe the Pistons. The Pistons, I'm not sure with the cap if they can line that up. That'd be a big thing.
I think they would have to flip Tobias Harris back to you guys to make that work.
Yeah, and again, do we want Tobias Harris? Not really.
And I think they kind of do want Tobias Harris. It's so weird.
Exactly. So, I mean, the only thing that we could sell a team is be like, hey, Jamal Murray is so good. He's NBA All-Team. He's been there once. He's done it. He's been NBA first-team All-Team once. He's been an All-Star this year. You know, he's pretty good of a player if you want him. He can drop 50 in the playoffs. You know, not this year. Just don't look at this year, but look at past years and think you could take him. But, I mean, you could also argue maybe the Hawks, but I don't think the Hawks would. I think they're going to roll with Daniels, unless if they want to flip Daniels to a shooting guard.
Yeah.
But
the Hawks also have a first-round pick from the Pelicans next year. Listen, the Hawks should not have even been in that series. I think it's an indictment on New York that they even let the Hawks in that series because New York is clearly the better basketball team there.
There's so many unanswered questions here. I think out of all the teams this offseason, the Nuggets, they're going to need an Albert Einstein to come in and just help them with the math here.
My one worry,
right now,
you mentioned the math. The math is impossible to do in the NBA. That needs to get fixed by Adam Silver before the tanking thing. But my worry is all of these teams are going to be waiting to make moves until they figure out where Giannis goes. And so until that Giannis domino falls, like people are going to be afraid to like really trade players and make serious moves.
I don't think the Nuggets would trade for Giannis. If they do, I think I'd be like, holy cow.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
I would also be like, holy cow.
I think everybody would. But the biggest thing that we still got to answer, I think end of season press conference is Monday or Tuesday, around there, is what's the future of David Allen? Right now, he's kind of still a Nugget. Some of the sources that I have are telling me he's probably getting fired.
Okay.
So right now, it's what the future of NBA Central, they usually post stuff on X early of guys that get fired. They say that David Allen's getting fired. And a couple people on Facebook and X, some small reporters are saying that. We could see that, but we got to see it fully when ESPN reports. Unless Shams reports that David Allen is fired, I don't know who the Nuggets will bring in. I feel like the best fit right now, I think there's two options I think they should bring in.
Steve Kerr.
Coach, Steve Kerr and Doc Rivers. Those are the two options, I think, in my opinion, who would help turn around Nikola Jokic, probably help these players around. Because, honestly, it didn't make sense what they did last night. Like Tyson Jones, he was out there. He was a crow. He was my dog. He was the only guy who had a 5 ±. That was the highest on the Nuggets last night. He didn't even play over 15 minutes of the game. He was sat on the bench more. I feel like they should have put him out there. I don't care. David Allen, you used the bench in Game 5, Game 6. You took the bench away.
Yeah.
What happened? Did he, lose brain cells? I don't know what happened. Or did he just get too drunk thinking that we're going to win Game 6? I don't know what the heck happened, man. And you know what? It's just, I think the main cause of this rivalry is Tim Connolly's fault. Because this guy built this Nuggets team before, and now he's built this Timberwolves team to beat up this Nuggets team. It just makes things even worse.
Yeah, so if you guys don't know, the old GM of the Nuggets went to become the GM of the Timberwolves and then constructed a roster purely just to beat the Denver Nuggets. And, dog, it worked. I think Chris Finch was talking about it in his post-game presser. The Nuggets had their option at the end of the season. They could try to win a game, and then they would go and get the 4 seed and take on the Rockets. But they decided to stay where they're at because they wanted to play Minnesota. You chose this team, and you lost to this team.
Exactly. They did choose this team. But Vic Lombardi, he was pissed about those comments. He felt like, hey, the Nuggets really wanted to keep their win streak going on. They wanted to be the winningest team. They felt confident going into Minnesota. They felt like they wanted to play San Antonio. It's what the bracket looks like.
Yeah.
And honestly, Minnesota, they were a couple games away from the play-in tournament. So, I'm not sure if they could be talking, but they're going to get – I know – I don't want to say this, but Minnesota's going to either get swept or they're going to lose in 5 games to San Antonio. I am sorry. That's going to happen. I give my condolences for the Wolves fans.
Well,
I'm sorry.
I've already named the series. We're having a French off in the front court.
Exactly. I honestly think that, and I'm sorry for Minnesota fans because you haven't won.
You don't
a
have to
Super Bowl.
apologize. You don't have to apologize.
No, but they suck. Their sports suck because the the Broncos would probably beat up their team. Okay, I don't care. Football is better than basketball. And you know what? I don't care. Has the Timberwolves even won a championship? I think they've won one. But,
Wait, Alex. Aren't the Minnesota Wild and the Avalanche playing each other in the playoffs right now?
Oh, yeah, they're going to play. I think it's Sunday or Monday that they play. But, the Avs, I think they've got that. We wanted the Wild. We wanted the Minnesota Wild. So I say thank you for that. I feel confident in that series. I got the Avs in 6 in that one.
I love it, bro.
I said thank you for the Wild for that one. We owned them in that series 2-1 in that game.
So we got to wrap up in just a sec, Alex. But for you, keys to the offseason, number 1, fire Adelman, hire either Kerr or Doc Rivers, and then we're going to start looking into moving on from Cam Johnson and potentially making a trade for Jamal Murray.
Yep, I think that's the biggest keys for the Nuggets. Just do that.
Yeah.
Try to bring back some of the core pieces. Maybe Aaron Gordon. That's another guy I would say could possibly be on the shopping market.
Yeah.
I don't know. Injury history. Again, the value of this team is just down. We just overpaid these guys.
Yeah.
Thank you, Calvin.
You overpaid. Now all your money's tied up. Alex, unbelievable stuff, bro. Thanks for calling in. Any prediction on your way out for tonight's game in under 30 seconds?
I'll take the Celtics. I just feel confident. I've heard that Tatum is a bit questionable for this game, but I still think that the Celtics, I think they've got it. I think they're going to close this one out. I think with the home crowd on their side, they're going to close it out. So I think that's what's going to happen with the Celtics. The Celtics will move on. So I think it'll just be a better fit for the Knicks to play. And honestly, I feel like the Knicks, that's my confident team right there. I don't know what's going to happen in the Pistons Magic game, but yeah.
Yes. Thank you, brother. Unbelievable stuff. Thanks for calling in, Alex. You know your ball. Excited to talk to you again later on in the week, brother, but we're going to keep it moving.
Yep. Thank you so much, Zach. Have a good weekend.
You too. Peace. Raymond, what an unbelievable take from Raymond in the chat. Also, J.D. Walker saying OKC is going to get Giannis in the offseason. I had to take a long time ago that the only team that really has enough pieces and capital to get Giannis is OKC. And, a part of me still does believe that deep down and think, listen, if Milwaukee wants a bunch of young talent and picks for Giannis, what team has the most young talent and picks? It's OKC. But Raymond had a great chat. He said, I'm a Rudy Gobert fan after that series. I'm never hating on him again. Rudy Gobert has spent the past 3 or 4-ish seasons being a laughingstock of the NBA. You can't even play him late in games. He ends up being the hero for Minnesota in this one. I feel so happy for Rudy Gobert. Dude, that guy deserves it. If he was American, I'd like him more, but whatever. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. Which name are you calling from?
It's Jaden, Jacksonville.
Jaden from Jacksonville hanging out with us on TBWZ. What is up, brother? You been watching the NBA?
Of course, man, of course.
Dog, where did you want to go? Did you want to talk about last night's game? Do you want to talk about Game 7, Boston and Philly, or do you want to talk about the games tonight?
Man, I loved how the Timberwolves made the Nuggets hate basketball. That's how you do it. Jokic shoot 19% from the three. He hated basketball all series, and that's just the way to beat the Nuggets, man. You got to idolize Jokic. What Rudy Gobert was doing in the paint to him, and he didn't let anything in there, and that's how you beat the Nuggets, man. They put it on display for the whole NBA to see. And I feel like that's going to be the Nuggets' weakness running down the line, man, because that's all you have to do. They looked horrible in Game 7. They looked 6.
I wrote it in my notes. It looked like the Nuggets were expecting Minnesota just to roll over and let them win, and then they were surprised when they actually tried hard. You mentioned Rudy Gobert. Now he's got a matchup with Wemby. Do you think he could slow down Wemby the same way he slowed down Jokic?
I do. I have Spurs. I like Spurs in 6. I like them taking on 2, but I think the Spurs team overall is just too complete for the Wolves with no Ant.
Yeah, they're unbelievable, bro. Yeah, dude, that game was crazy, man. I think Minnesota is like literally built just to beat Denver. So do I have them moving far in this thing? Not too far, but I am worried about Denver moving forward. You mentioned the care of it. Like, how much does passion matter in pro sports?
I think it's more of just coaching, man. I feel like you have to help a team rely on more than just one player, man. Murray didn't show up, and if Murray's not showing up and Jokic ain't showing up, it can't just go to nothing, man. You have to have another piece, and that should be their biggest in the offseason. They should look for another move, another player, because Murray and Jokic can do the 1-2 all day, but they can only do it for so long, man. The luck finally ran out in the playoffs.
It did. It's a great take, Jaden. Well constructed, well put together. Before you go, brother, just one game tonight in like a minute or less. Give me a prediction on one of these games that you feel most confident in. I
like Celtics by 10 tonight against the 76ers. Tatum might be questionable, but I think it's a slump over, man. I think 76ers shouldn't even be where they are.
So you've got the Boston Celtics in Game 7 on Saturday against Philly.
Yes, sir.
I absolutely love it, bro. Jaden, thanks for calling in, dog. We're going to keep it rolling, but God bless, and we'll talk to you soon.
God bless. Talk to you soon.
Peace. My guy Jaden calling in, just quick, concise, knew what he wanted to get to. Alex is now, he wasn't done talking. Me and Alex, we had a 10-minute and 25-second conversation where I said 4 words, he said 1 million, and now he's in the chat going off. He said the Timberwolves never won a championship. They need to hire. I absolutely love it. Dude, the passion of sports fans, man. We got to be here. There's someone in the chat who keeps following and then unfollowing and then following and then unfollowing. His name is Trev. I'm going to block him the next time he shows up, guys. I'll be blocking people left and right now. Nomading said Braun thinks about going home and rest instead of going next round knowing he's going to lose to OKC. Hey, Nomading, you have no idea who LeBron James is if you actually think he's thinking about going home. All LeBron James thinks about, good talk, Jay, you the man. All LeBron James thinks about is the playoffs and winning championships. That's all he cares about. No one else in the league cares like LeBron does. Are you kidding me? You think he's focusing on going home? We only do one call per show, Jay. One call per show. But I am live later tonight after all of the NBA post game. Actually, around the second quarter of the Lakers and Rockets game tonight, I'll be going live again if you guys want to hang out and talk some more ball post the games. Braun, one more child to have your genes to make a GOAT, please, Braun. Yeah, do you think LeBron is ever going to produce a true GOAT? Bro, what a blessing we have right now. It's my homie Bart on the line. What up, Bart?
What's up, bro?
Bro, just hanging, talking ball, dog. We talked a little bit last night, but now that we've let a whole day digest, dude, man, it feels like the Nuggets are in trouble, bro.
Bro, they need change, bro. I think they can get like a couple picks for Murray.
You think they can get picks for Murray? Who do you think wants to trade for him? Because I heard Charlotte potentially. I heard a little bit about the Rockets, a little bit about the Pistons, maybe.
I think Miami, because like Miami needs a shooter and they need like a superstar, but because like Bam is there, but they need like someone that can go mid range and has like a good three. So like I think Miami give them like 2-3 first rounds or like maybe 2 first rounds and a couple second rounds.
I actually like that a lot, dude. I think he would be good in Miami. The one worry I have about Jamal Murray is like it seems like in the NBA you just can't have a dude who doesn't play defense. And he doesn't play defense. It's like, I need to surround my team with defensive talent. Like Jaden McDaniels, bro.
I know, bro, but, I just wanted to call because, like, I'm not feeling too well today. So, like, I'm not ready to call tonight. So I'm just going to call today because I promised I was going to call today.
Bart, like, that makes me so happy, bro. It warms my heart. Even you're not feeling too great, you just wanted to call in and say what up, bro. You're the absolute man, dog. Do you have any predictions on tonight's games? How about you give us, who do you have winning all 3 games, and then we'll say goodbye?
I feel like Orlando is going to beat the Pistons. I hope that the Lakers beat the Rockets because I feel like if the Rockets force them to a Game 7, they're not going to win. So I hope they win today just to seal it off. And who else is playing?
The third game that we have tonight is going to be Cavaliers and Raptors.
Oh yeah. I feel like the Raptors are going to win because like I feel like the Cavs have been having it going on, but like I don't think they're going to continue it.
I totally feel you, bro. Bart, thanks for calling in, man. I hope you feel better. I just appreciate you showing some love tonight, dog.
All right, thank you, bro.
You're the man, bro. We'll talk soon, okay? All right, okay. He hung up on me. Yeah, he hung up on me. It's okay. We got my friend Oreo calling in. What up, Oreo?
What's good?
Dude, hanging live, chilling on the show. Real low numbers in TikTok. We're just kind of hanging right now. What's up, bro? What did you have for us today?
I don't know. I just wanted to call in. I mean, I think the Nuggets, like you've been saying, need big changes. Not, let's go outside first round. Let's trade for Cam Johnson.
Uh-huh. Wait, why are you so far from your phone?
I don't know. Give me a second. Oh, there we go.
Did you have me on speakerphone across the room?
No, I was sitting back.
What did you have school today?
I did, but I'm online and it was so.
Oh, are you online? How many days a week are you online?
I have 3 days where I have classes and 2 days where I just have to do work.
Okay, not too bad. So you're just chilling today, hanging out. I've made the decision to put my predictions back up on TikTok. I had the Hawks winning in 6, bro. I feel like the biggest fraud in the world.
Dude, I remember when I got the notification that the Knicks were up by like 50 at halftime. And
that's crazy.
No, I think it was like 60 at halftime.
I remember it was 15-40 after the first quarter, and I said it out loud. I was like, they just lost this game.
Yeah, I mean after that like first quarter, it was insane. It wasn't like 40 something to like 13.
I love it. Alex just said in the chat, it's all right. It's called life. You can always be dreaming, but there's always a second chance. Dog, we just need that today. Bro, Oreo, I'm looking at my predictions right now. I had the Nuggets in 6. I had the Hawks in 6. I had the Celtics in 5. And I had the Cavs sweeping. I also had the Pistons in 6. Bro, I'm going to be wrong on every single one of these.
You're only going to get the 2 freebies.
Okay, all right. I didn't even get those right. I had the Thunder in 5, and then I had the Spurs in 6. I got those wrong as well. What's funny about that?
Hey, my predictions weren't very good either. I have Raptors.
Dude, I'm excited to see what the bracket looks like. Dude, that game I'm getting a bunch of hate on. I got Raptors fans all over me, absolutely hating me right now. What did you say about the Raptors?
I had Raptors in like 5. I don't know what I was doing.
Dude, they're such a confusing basketball team. I think Scotty Barnes is slowly becoming my favorite player in the NBA. I think after this round 1, if I were to do my top 3 players from round 1, it's Jaden McDaniels, OG Anunoby, and Scotty Barnes. And then Tyrese Maxey. Those would be my top 4 of the first round.
Yeah.
Who am I missing on this list? No Spurs.
I've always liked Maxey. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maxey's always been the one that
I'm trying to figure out who is the MVP so far of the first round. Because I think it's either between, if the Sixers win on Saturday, it's Maxey. But if not, I think it's going to be Jaden McDaniels potentially as the MVP of round 1. Bones Highland as well. I love it, dude. Oreo, I know you're clued into this kind of stuff, and you're good at. You've done a lot of like 2K rebuilds, and so you're good as a GM. What do the Nuggets have to do in the offseason to fix their team?
Honestly, I think they just need. I don't even think they trade Murray. I think they just trade everyone else. They keep Murray and Jokic. Trade Gordon for like a 1 first with this trade market right now.
Trade Murray for a first?
No, trade Gordon for a first. Gordon and someone else for a first. Like Gordon and like.
Are you trying to get rid of Cam Johnson?
I don't even think they trade Cam Johnson. I think they keep Cam Johnson.
I think the one thing I struggle with, and Alex brought this up in the chat, Aaron Gordon gets hurt so much. Like, I don't know. Would you be mad if the Spurs traded for him? If I'm a Lakers fan. I'd be mad if we traded for him. I don't want him.
I mean, the only person I would realistically want to trade for him is Harrison Barnes, and he's a free agent, so he can't.
He said, peace and please be responsible. The Suns were never going to win against the Thunder. I know. Yeah. I can't believe I had that as a 3-1. It does feel inevitable, but yeah, I think you're on it. Like, maybe get rid of Aaron Gordon. Maybe try to trade Cam Johnson or Christian Brown. It's just, dog, everyone thought this team was going to roll right through Minnesota.
I remember when I said it was going to go to 7, everybody was like, no, it's not. It's at max going to go to like 5 or 6. And I'm like, just watch.
Yeah. Dude, I got roasted for having it go to 6 as well. Dude, people were all over the place. But, Oreo, we have 3 games tonight. I have my predictions up on the screen. I personally have the Pistons taking the L and that series ending. I have the Cavs series ending, and then I have the Rockets-Lakers going to Game 7. Do you have thoughts on tonight's games, bro?
I think Lakers finish it out, honestly.
Okay.
I think, yeah. Obviously, I think Orlando I'm kind of leaning towards Cade riding that high from the last game and just.
Yeah, I mean, I hear that. Paolo Banchero was also pretty good in that game.
Yeah, but who was injured for the Magic? Was it Suggs?
Franz Wagner.
Oh, Franz. Is he even back yet?
I don't think he's going to be playing. I think we got official word from Shams earlier today that he's not playing.
I don't know. I don't know about this Magic team without, like, the Magic are one of the only teams I would say are like one or two injuries away. Like, some of them, obviously, all the teams are like one injury away from, like, if they're superstar. But like, if the Magic are one of the teams where if one of their role players gets injured, they're kind of rough.
Yeah, I mean, they need all of the guys out there. I mean, Jalen Suggs has been awesome for them. Dude, Jamal Cain has come out of nowhere. I'm with you. So you think Pistons forced Game 7 and then ultimately you think they win the series?
No, I think if Wagner comes back for Game 7, I think Magic clean it out. But I don't know.
It's tough, dude. Like, Franz Wagner would be very, very helpful, but
yeah,
I don't think he's going to be there.
If the Magic lose tonight, we'll have to see by how much and, like, how they played to really gauge the chances for Game 7. Like, who wins?
Yeah. You're doing it right. You're like, we need to see what happens tonight before we make assumptions. But this is sports radio, brother. We just make assumptions right away. Speaking of assumptions, Boston and Philly are going to play in Game 7. I don't know who you got in that one. I want to get that at the end of the call. I just want to know who you think New York matches up better with. Does New York beat either of those teams? Or does the winner of this Game 7 go on and beat New York in round 2?
I think New York beats both, honestly. I mean, if they play how they played last night.
Huh. Yeah.
Like if they have Cat doing what he was doing, like how they were playing, I don't even know. Like, they did not look like the same team last night that was playing in Game 1 and 2.
Not at all, dude. They looked like a completely different ball team. And a lot of it is because Jalen Brunson was doing more off-ball type stuff, and they were giving the ball to Cat up at the top of the three-point line and kind of letting him, like, slowly kind of run the offense a little bit. I think it was really, really, really great. A great game plan from Mike Brown. Do you think they're able to walk through both Boston and Philly?
Yeah, I don't know if walk through both of them, but I think they do beat. I think they do.
Yeah. And then Oreo. Yeah, dude, unbelievable stuff. Thank you for calling. Before you go, Game 7 Saturday, Boston, Philly. Who do you got in that one?
Give me Philly. I love being a Boston hater. I might hate watch.
Dude, you and me both, bro. We hate on Boston. I absolutely love it. Oreo, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being a loyal fan of the show. We'll talk again soon, bro.
All right.
Peace. I'm actually playing Oreo right now in our fantasy baseball league. If you guys want to be a part of all of our fantasy leagues going forward, if you want to be in my little fantasy, give me a fantasy just like my babe. Is that a song? If you want to be a part of our fantasy leagues going forward, guys, because I've got some crazy ideas for fantasy football along the way. Twin, we need a 2K rebuild with Oreo. Oreo does make content in our Discord. So Oreo does 2K rebuild type stuff in our Discord. He's going to be working on a few things once he's done with school and summer pops up. He's going to be able to go live in the Discord, like hop in the VC And he does a lot of fun stuff in there. It's really cool. So if you join our Discord, you can be a part of that. And then I'll say that in a little bit. Alex said, can you please guess the MLB most losses since 2010? Who has the most losses since 2010? That's the past 16 years. Who hasn't made the playoffs in the past 16 years? Who's been bad the whole time? The Pirates have kind of been bad the whole time. The Marlins have been bad the whole time. I'd say Marlins did have a couple of seasons there. The Angels have been primarily bad the whole time, but the first 6 seasons of the decade, they were pretty good. Nathan said, has the Knicks game against the Hawks changed your perspective on how far the Knicks will go? It just made me angry. It just made me even more mad about this Knicks team, dude. How dare they make me think that the Hawks were a good basketball team after those first 3 games? How dare they? It's their fault. It's not my fault I picked the Hawks in 6. I'll put it that way. That is not my fault. Final answer, Alex? What baseball team has the most losses since 2016? Or since 2010? I don't know. The White Sox? Final answer, White Sox. It's the Pirates. It's got to be the Pirates. It's 1,424 losses Rockies, 1,405 Marlins, 1,392 White Sox. So I named every single team except for the Royals, and I got it wrong somehow. Splitting hairs, but yeah, geez. Rockies have lost 1,424 times since 2010. I've never lost 1,400. I've lost $1,400. Yeah. I don't know what I was going to say there. Holy crap, we're dead today. No one is here. Appreciate all the love that of those who are hanging out with us. Mog and Alex, both in the chat, beasting up. Hanging out, being homies, dog. I'm watching golf right now on my TV. It's 2:57 p.m. We got about an hour left in tonight's show. Fellas, since we're not getting too much love right now on TikTok or on anything, I might just pop it. Yeah, Oreo's here. I might just hop off live right now and just go full Twitch mode. Are you alone? Yeah, there's no one else really chatting. There's no one here. It's okay. All right. Not frustrated at all. Me and Oreo are going to go on Twitter and watch YouTube videos and stuff on Twitch, guys. So if you want to come hang on Twitch, jump over there. But if not, TikTok people, thanks for all the fun. Alex and Mog, it's just you guys. I'll be live again tonight during the Lakers game. Love you guys. Thank you for hanging out with us. Peace out. Slade is here hanging out. Friday is always slow. Yeah, Oreo's right. Friday is usually slow. So is Wednesday. And so is Monday. And and so is Friday. And Oh, unbelievable start to the Twitch hang. Unbelievable start to the Twitch exclusive right when I go off TikTok, China. Wall Street Journal has an article on China. Mr. Beast tweeted, if this tweet has exactly 1 like in 24 hours, I'll give that person $1 million. Come on. Come on, Mr. Beast. 21 million views? Bro. If Mr. Beast used his powers for evil, I'm pretty sure we would all be dead by now. We're low-key, like, so lucky that Mr. Beast uses his powers for good. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Mr. B said if this tweet has exactly 1 like, he'll give that person $1 million. Dude, there was some kid out there that was it was probably some Indian bot that was the first person to like this tweet. The reason it'll never work is there's got to be 100 million bots that are just like jumping in on all of this. Please don't like my tweet, please. You can text me after I win. I'll give you something. I told my children Mr. Beast was giving us $1 million. Please don't make me a liar. I'm so confused, though. Does he mean a person's comment? What is this guy talking about? Might be I left because my mom got home. I'm back now. JD, you're fine. You're just hanging. Mog has made it 2B. I'm on time, guys. Getting hit with an ad? I have the ad settings as low as possible, Mog. You can't even hear me.
6 and get back.
Ouch, dude. That hurt anybody else's ears?
Here to Boston.
Oh my gosh, bro. Sorry, guys.
For a game 7.
We don't have a choice. We're going to need everybody to be able to come back.
JD Walker on the phone. What up, JD?
What is up?
Dude, just hanging, talking ball with the homies per usual, having a good time doing so. How are you, bro?
Pretty good. I'm not sick anymore, at least now, so that's good.
Do you know what you were sick with?
Sinus stuff. I was out, like, in the South, pollen is horrible. And so when you're outside for a long time, you'll just get, like, sinus infections and stuff.
Is Oklahoma... oh, you're in Texas.
Oh, I live in Texas, but Oklahoma is technically... I mean, I count it as Midwest, but a lot of people count it as South.
It has more of a southern ring to it when someone says, I'm from Oklahoma.
Yeah, it does.
Oreo the Cat's in Pittsburgh. He said he got a pollen alert today.
A pollen alert? Oh, yikes.
Do you have allergies?
I have really bad allergies.
Do you have hay fever? Because I have hay fever.
I don't know what hay fever is, but maybe.
Well, you don't have to be mean. That was kind of rude. The way you said that was super rude.
What?
You made me feel like I'm some sort of freak for having hay fever.
No, I did not. I just don't know what that is.
I don't even know what it is either, dude. It's just like this blanket term for like you're allergic to everything that's outside. I'm allergic to dogs and cats and pretty much everything. It's my biggest weakness.
You're allergic to dogs?
Hey, now the way that you're saying it is hurting my feelings once again. Your tone is awful on this call.
No, I just feel bad.
No, I am allergic to dogs, but my family has dogs and I love dogs, and so I just like accept it. It's not like anything bad happens. I just sneeze a lot.
There you go.
Yeah. I know. Well, Oreo's like, why are you attacking JD? I'm like, I don't know. JD just has bad.
Because I'm a Thunder fan.
It's because he's a Thunder fan, and we're.
He hates Oklahoma.
There's only 1 million people in all of Oklahoma.
We have 4 million people, gang. What are you talking about?
We need to have a population off. We need to have a pop off.
Oh, it's not fair. You live in the biggest city or second biggest city.
Aren't you in Dallas?
No, I mean, I say I'm from Dallas, but I'm from a small town. I just don't like giving up the city I'm technically from.
Tyler?
No, I'm North Texas.
Okay. Oh, so you're by Oklahoma.
No. Well, yeah, I'm technically close to Oklahoma, yes, but I'm near. My town starts with a C.
Okay, Corpus Christi.
No, that's near Houston.
We need to shrink Texas. How do we downsize Texas?
We don't. That's what we don't. We keep Texas big.
Do you actually believe deep down in your heart of hearts if every single state, yeah, Oreo, that's close. If every single state had their own, like went to war with each other and we had a literal like fight of the unions, do you think Texas would come out on top?
That's tough. Cali's dead.
Okay, well.
The South is hard. Florida,
why so quick to dismiss California? Do you know where the Bloods and the Crips originated?
Yeah, they have the worst aim with guns ever.
Yeah, dude. We'll be shooting from outside of a Benz, bro. We're doing drive-by Texas.
I mean,
Slade is saying Tennessee's going to have a shot. Tennessee does have some wild people over there.
Tennessee will be up in the mountains, dude. They know what they're doing.
What about Florida? Because Florida, you have to kind of come to them.
They're a bunch of Florida men. So I think the 4 hardest states would be Texas, Louisiana, Tennessee, and Florida.
I think Louisiana, I'll throw them out because I think they're just going to be like they're going to try to like do like Creole seances and voodoo kind of stuff.
They're
going to
ride gators and attack me, dude.
Well, Florida, I think will start fighting each other because like there's a lot of white people in Florida, but there's also a lot of Latinos and black people, and they kind of just don't like each other.
I guess. I've been to Florida a lot, but I've only been to like North Florida or the Panhandle.
Yeah,
Those
so that
white people.
Yeah, North Florida is completely different from South Florida. I think they would just end up fighting each other. So I don't know. I think I'm getting rid of Florida. Can we real quick?
It's also the same thing with Cali. Cali would probably fight each other.
Yeah, California would just try to be diplomatic and stay out of it. I don't think we would be aggressors, and so I think we would use the coastal mountain range to our advantage. But a state I really worry about, JD, is Virginia. Virginia, I think, would be pretty crazy.
Virginia?
That's still technically the South.
No.
They fought for the South in the Civil War.
I don't care. That doesn't make the South anymore. What I count as the South is the Tennessee and under. Like Kentucky, no. Missouri,
Yeah. The 17th parallel or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Sugo, what up? Oreo brings up a really good point. Michigan has lakes.
Well, and
it's just a good point.
Are we going to fight on the water?
Well, if you're going to bring the fight on the water, Michigan's probably going to be pretty good there. I think Texas. Who would you become allies with? I think you'd have to really quickly become allies with Oklahoma and with New Mexico. I don't know if they want to be friends.
We won't become allies with New Mexico, but we can become allies with Oklahoma.
Yeah. I think you guys would band together. I think California would get Boise and Nevada and Arizona to fight as like the West. I think we would band together as the West.
To be fair, we're the only state that was ever a country and survived on its own.
California used to be Mexico. Does that count?
No, it was the Republic of Texas.
Okay.
Texas used to be in Mexico.
So every Texan is Mexican.
No, not that. No.
I don't think your math is.
And stuff like,
I don't think your math is mathing. Well, if it used to be Mexico, then everyone in Texas used to be Mexican.
Well, right, but then we beat Mexico.
Dude, Oreo said Pennsylvania would wipe New Jersey off the map and then get murked by Ohio. Ohio would be, they would be nuts in this war.
Ohio is one of those things where, like, it's just a bunch of white people, dude.
Yeah. It's all whites, pretty much.
But I think Boston and New York would go head-to-head.
Do you not feel like they would band together?
No, New York and Boston, I think they hate each other. And Philly, that's a three-headed monster.
So what I'm getting at, JD, is quickly in this war of states, I'm realizing that there's going to be a banding together of neighboring states. So I've already kind of established the West. Texas is kind of doing its own thing, maybe with Oklahoma. I think the Northeast, like Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, Massachusetts, New York, will all kind of band together. And if they get Philly on their side, the Northeast would be dominant.
Yeah, they could be, 100%. I could see it happening. I just don't see anyone really beating the South. And I could be biased because I live in the South, but I just don't see it happening.
I just feel like wars are not often won with pure brawn. Wars are usually won with brains. And if I was to,
that's true. We're not the smartest down here.
Yeah, if I was to do an IQ test, I would probably think the people up in the Northeast are a little bit smarter than the people in the South.
Oklahoma, I think, is 50th in education. So.
Yeah, and then Louisiana is 48th. So like those are your two neighboring allies.
Yeah, basically.
No, I think the South would be really good. I think slavery would happen very, very quickly, though. If all of like they would bring it back very, very, very fast. They're like, hey, we're in Mississippi. We're trying to get some like recruits to our army. Like, oh, what about us? Okay, all right, you are now ours. We're back.
Slavery is back.
Slavery is back. Yeah, so I think the West would formulate. The key for the West would be controlling Colorado. If Colorado comes into play, then we can control the Rocky Mountains.
Loki didn't even think about Colorado. The mountains would be tough.
Yeah, so I think it'd be really tough for people to breach the West. If we do formulate around the Rockies and everything west of the Rockies turns into the West, it's gonna be really tough for people to sneak through and like take the fight over there.
Well, the thing is, the amount of people in the West isn't a lot, though, because there's not a lot of people in Nevada, Idaho, Montana, or Wyoming.
It's true. Population-wise, it's mostly coastal. So if we defend the Rocky Mountains well, prevent people from getting over, that's step one. Let's say they do breach through. They now have to cross hundreds of miles of desert to get over to us. And for whatever reason in this Civil War type scenario, I'm just not picturing cars. Does that make sense? I picture everyone on horseback.
I kind of see that. I kind of picture like tanks, but...
Oh, Oreo just brought up a really good point. So Maryland, that's where the University of, or that's where the Naval Academy is. There's like legit soldiers right now training in Maryland. They'd be pretty good.
Well, hold on. But would you fight for your home state or the state you're in right now?
Huh. Well, what would you do? You were born in Oklahoma, but you live in Texas.
But I've lived 17 years in Texas. So I'm technically from Texas.
You'd fight for Texas?
Yes.
Yeah. The hard part is, like, let's say you're living in Virginia or you're at the Naval Academy, but you were born in Mississippi. It'd be pretty hard to, like, get through state lines in the middle of a war back to Mississippi. So I'm pretty sure you'd just be fighting for whatever state you're at right now.
Yeah, that's probably true.
It's a great situation. If anybody who's watching on Twitch or YouTube wants to call in and talk a little Civil War action with us, that'd be awesome. JD.
Are we going off state still or the South? Because if it's the South, I'm taking the South.
Well, JD, it starts as states, right? All right, I got to pull up a map of the world real quick. It starts as states, and then it quickly... What will happen is, like, there will be infighting state to state borders, and then they're gonna be like, wait, let's band together. And so I think we're gonna have some natural geographical banding of states that are nearby. So, like this whole region right here, I'm pulling it up.
Sure. Cali does have like the Blood and the Crips, but we also have Memphis. So I mean,
the South does have Memphis. That is very true. California would essentially be able to control Nevada, Oregon, Washington, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, Utah, Arizona, and if they get Colorado and New Mexico, we can make a very, very good geographical front up along the Rocky Mountains here. The question for me is, a lot of people I think are sleeping on this north region. Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, Wisconsin. Dude, there's a lot of Native Americans in there.
If it's snowing, then we're at a disadvantage. But if it's midsummer, they got to come to the South, and they're not ready for the heat down here, dude.
They're not. I am also thinking about if you were each like state has their own kind of secret weapon. You know what I mean? Like California has LeBron James, right? So like we've got a whole entire LeBron James on our side. You know, Florida's got like
Ohio.
I don't think he's gonna fight. I think he's gonna, dude. He's got a fortress in California. He's gonna stay put right there. Texas has got some big dogs in there. Dude, where does Jason Momoa live?
I don't know. Probably California.
Dude, yeah, man. California's going to be stacked. Plus, we have Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise literally... Now, what's funny about that?
How old is he? 60?
Have you watched a single Mission Impossible? That guy can do anything.
I've watched them all.
They're all really good, huh?
They are. I mean, I think the first ones are better. Like, the last few ones haven't been as good, but they're good.
The last one was a little too impossible for me. I'm not gonna lie. I was lost, dude. I was zoinked out of my mind. I just couldn't understand a thing.
I like the one where he scaled up a building with like those suction cup gloves.
The Burj Khalifa, yeah. That was I think the fifth one. Sugo brings up a good point. If LeBron is fighting for California and somehow Ohio comes over to attack us, there's no way they're going to attack LeBron James.
Well, maybe LeBron joins Ohio and then they start attacking California.
I don't even want to think about that. Dude, this mess of the country, this incestual mess of the Appalachian Mountains between Kentucky, Tennessee, North Carolina, Virginia, and West Virginia, I don't know if that's even conquerable.
The Appalachian Mountains, no, it's pretty hard.
This would just be the great wasteland right here of America. Kentucky and Tennessee, bro. The border of Kentucky and Tennessee, dude, there's just some nasty, nasty, nasty stuff going on there.
It would definitely be hard to get Kentucky, West Virginia, Tennessee.
Whoa, JD, real quick, breaking news.
What's the breaking news?
Brandon Ingram officially out of tonight's game.
Oh, no.
Dude, Mog brings up a great point. We have Shaquille O'Neal. I'm pretty sure he lives in California.
He does?
I just think everyone lives in California. No, I think he lives in Miami.
Where does Shaq live? Oh, he lives in Texas.
No.
No. He has a house in Texas, in Heath, Texas.
Where is SpaceX?
I don't know. It might be in Texas.
Is it in Florida or Texas? Where's the headquarters of SpaceX? Where does he launch all the rockets from?
Oh, no. It's primarily headquartered and manufactured its rockets in Hawthorne, California.
Yes! Dude, we have literal rockets right now in California.
Hey, we have NASA.
Oh, dang it, I forgot about NASA. So how are we doing this? Are we doing it like, even if there's like a governmental program that's like a federal government thing, it's like wherever they're at in that state, they're just going to claim that state. So like NASA would stay in Texas. Wait a second. Is that why Houston is the Rockets?
Yes.
Oh, now why did you say it like that?
I'm so sorry.
JD, you're like 5 minutes away from breaking the record for the longest call on TBWZ. Just going off. Okay.
I think a lot of people don't think NASA's in Texas because the rockets launch out of Florida and like Cape Canaveral. Was it Cape Canaveral?
Yeah, something like that.
So I don't think a lot of people are like, oh, NASA's in Texas. But that's why, like, Houston, we have a problem because, like, in Houston.
Okay, it's all coming back to me now. That makes so much more sense, dude. You know what I'm realizing right now looking at this map, JD? I don't know if you can see it on Twitch. Clearly, right here, this is the Mississippi River is kind of running through right here. So we have a geographical border of the Mississippi River and then a geographical border of the Rockies. Dude, this whole middle region is kind of sandwiched between those two borders. Texas would kind of have to kind of control the middle of America. I think Texas is the best option they'd have is to go north through Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, Nebraska, Iowa, South Dakota, North Dakota, Minnesota, and kind of try to control the middle of America. But then you're fighting a front on both ends.
Yeah, true. But we also have the most oil out of any state.
I forgot about oil. Oil is going to be very, very important with this whole thing. Are you going to try to make friends more south and go east?
I'd go more. I wouldn't go west. I don't like the west. I would go east.
Slade said, would Hawaii and Alaska be cooked? I think those are going to be the last pieces of the puzzle.
You know, Texas and Alaska should bond together.
You know what? Yeah. I like it. I don't know why, but I do. Something about Alaska reminds me of Texas.
Well, it's because we're both big. We're like the biggest.
Oh my gosh. Sugo. What do we do about Shohei Ohtani? Is he going to go back to Japan or is he fighting for California?
He's not in this. He's a foreigner.
Okay, we're getting rid of
in this.
Love it.
Luka's not in this.
So following a mass deportation so we're going to do a mass deportation of all foreigners, whether you're American born or not. All foreigners are gone, and this is going to be a battle state to state.
Absolutely.
That's unbelievable. I absolutely love it.
Rednecks
JD
versus the city people.
Okay. I love it. Brains versus brawn, as some other people might call it.
Basically.
JD, we're going to keep rolling because I just want to open up the phone lines if anybody else wants to call and give their take on why their state might win this thing. But, brother, thanks for calling in. God bless. We'll talk soon.
Yes, sir. See you.
Peace. JD's best idea, obviously, was just getting rid of all of the foreigners. Slade said U.S. citizens only. This has turned out so wild. Yeah, TV, this turned out very, very wild, very, very quickly. But then we call off the battle right after everyone gets deported. Yeah. I really think Kansas and Nebraska are completely screwed in this whole thing. Mog is calling into the show. He wants to give his take. Mog, what is up, brother? How you doing, dog?
Bro, I'm watching the live, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, gang. New York gonna be like at least top 20, bro. And then we gonna die because we gonna get. Hear me out, bro.
Okay.
I know there is mad Kevin Durant Glazers in New York, but in Houston, I've been Houston. Yo, there's so many Glazers of Kevin Durant in here, bro. Watch, Kevin Durant gonna snake them all, and at one point, Houston gonna die because of that. I swear.
Kevin Durant's gonna abandon his entire state.
Yo,
Mog. So
yeah,
who does New York team up with?
I think because we have because my school is aligned with Boston, and there's like a lot of Boston intertwines with us a lot. Because I live in upstate New York. So Boston, Portland, and New Jersey, like, they're all going to intertwine with us. And the thing why I say that is because they're all really close to us, but, like, New York intertwines with them, and they intertwine with us. Like we have schools that are, like, literally shared. We do camps in each other's homes. Like, and we could have Rhode Island on the side, but Rhode Island is, like, pretty small, so, I mean, it's probably going to get blown to pieces.
Well, Mog, let's think about this. If New York is essentially the stopgap of the entire Northeast, so if you can control Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine, you can kind of just control this whole thing from the Northeast. My key for you, though,
in Portland, so I think that literally, it's really easy to get control of Portland, only because, like, we literally, like, usually I stay in Rock, right? But I'm from Brooklyn, right? So my thing is that upstate New York is, like, really, like, they're like friends almost, literally, with Boston and Portland. Like, they're literally each other's schools. They share everything.
Wait. Portland, Maine, the city?
Yeah, Portland, Maine, dude.
Okay, I've been there.
Portland, Maine literally has, like, a bunch of New York stuff. New York has a bunch of Portland stuff. They go to, like, and there's, like, camps that New York does down there, and Portland does camps down here. Like, they do a bunch of stuff. So that's what I'm saying. Portland and Boston would already be on our side. Because if you know, there's schools like Rochester Prep, they share schools. They literally, like, have schools there.
Well, you're going on and on about the camaraderie of the Northeast, and that you guys are all connected. But this is war, brother. So you're going to connect the Northeast and be connected there. You right away, you have a massive Pennsylvania standing in your way. Do you think you band together with Pennsylvania, or is that your first fight?
I think our first fight would be Pennsylvania after that.
Yeah, because Pennsylvania, I think, is going to do, like, Jersey and Delaware and Maryland and Ohio and, like, kind of band together there. That'll be, like, the first major fight.
So Maryland, I think, would be with us because of how good we are. And mind you, you know, we're, like, New York is full of Democrats and a bunch of, like, you know, like, colored individuals.
Yeah.
Including me.
POCs.
So I think Maryland would also team up with us. But it would be off of luck because, like.
Oh. So you're turning in. This is almost like a race thing. Like, there's a lot of black people in Maryland that are going to be like, man, screw Pennsylvania. I'm going to fight with my brothers up in New York.
Exactly. They're going to fight against us with Pennsylvania probably at one point. I think during the war, like, it's going to be, like, a long war. And then at one point, Pennsylvania is probably going to do something wrong.
They're going to definitely misstep.
Pennsylvania is smart, but the thing about it is that since they have so many people, they'll have a lot of power is my problem.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people attacking from everywhere. And at one point, if, like, they cross into Maryland territory with the war, I think something might go wrong. And if they don't, I still think because Maryland is still filled, like, with a bunch of Democrats, the only problem with Maryland is that there's a community of old heads. Like, I could see that. There's a community of old heads in Maryland, like, in small parks that, you know, most likely are probably, you know, not big fans of the Democrats, and they probably they probably will want them gone. But I really think that Maryland would team up with us. I think problem would be that Pennsylvania might be able to get to Washington's attention because Washington has the presidency, they have the White House, they have, like, a bunch of stuff. So I mean, my godmom stays in Washington, so that's why I think Washington actually has a good shot.
There you go, dude. Your godmother's out there. I absolutely love that. Mog, I think I got some more people who want to maybe talk about their state and represent them, but you're full on. New York's going to win this thing or Washington?
As a whole, I think we might be able to. But I think, like, New York individually as, like, a state, we might be, like, top 20.
Yeah. Mog, I absolutely love it, bro. Thanks for calling back in. We'll talk soon.
Yeah.
Peace. Mog brought up a really good strategical idea or ideology here. So we obviously are going to just say that New York is going to control this entire Northeast region. This is going to become the Northeast over, like, maybe a month or two of, like, infighting, right? So they're going to control this section. Obviously, there will be a massive fight for New Jersey here between Pennsylvania and New York because Pennsylvania is going to team up with Ohio. Ohio has no choice but to team up with Pennsylvania because Ohio has the guns, they've got the brawn, they don't have the smarts. Pennsylvania is absolutely going to trick them into fighting with them. West Virginia is not even going to know what's going on. I think he might be right about Maryland. And Sugo even said something. People forget, like, there are football fans that are still going to be in these states, and they're going to remember. When Pennsylvania is like, hey, Maryland, fight with us, Ravens fans are going to be like, I'm not fighting with Steelers fans. No way. If this is a race thing, people of color are cooked because there's a lot more white people. But also, if there was a fight between 100 white guys and 25 black guys, I'm taking the 25 black guys. You should go look at my pregame baseball photos. All right, Oreo. Is this inappropriate? I don't know if it's appropriate to look at. No, yeah, we'll check them out. These are the kind of things we do on TBWZ, guys. Let's go, bro. This jersey is clean. Sacco! Bro, this is so sick. Dude, getting ready for the game? What's this sign say? Dang it, I wanted to read the sign. Dude, sweet blue door, pro. Sacco, 14. 14's low-key tough for baseball. That looks sick, bro. Here's a state that no one's really talking about with this whole thing. And I know we've mentioned it a little bit. Just a little bit, okay? I mean, this isn't hand-to-hand combat. This is war. There's white people that support Democrats. All right. Florida. If Florida figures out a way to band together with South Carolina, Georgia, Bama, right? This little bit of the South could make a serious run because the number of firearms that are located in this area, up here and here, heavy. Also, you have a really, really, really good amount of black people and white people. I don't know how friendly they are towards each other in this region, as this is the hotbed of racism in America. However, they do all have state pride. Everyone in Georgia, white or black, loves their state and will fight for it. I think we'll have brothers banding together. Man, this might be known as the great healing of America. This might be exactly what America needs, another civil war. I think we're fixing America. Nevada, Las Vegas would go crazy. Could you imagine being a crackhead in Las Vegas? Like this entire war is going around you and you have no idea what's happening? You're just smoking meth in a tunnel. Yeah, they got more guns than all the other states combined. Yeah, firearms are going to be big in this thing. But JD brings up a good point with NASA being in Texas, right? California obviously has SpaceX, so there's going to be a lot of production there. I will say a lot of nuclear warheads are in the middle of the country. Hard to get to. Iowa, Nebraska, Wyoming, Kansas, these places have nuclear warheads. I don't know if they're going to be able to use them. No nukes. Sorry, we're turning nukes off for this whole thing. What states are immediately cooked? I mean, New York is going to just walk through. New York and Boston are going to come together and create New Boston. No, I mean, they're going to call it New England. I think New York and Boston come together. They say, we are fighting for New England. They're going to just combine all of these. Vermont, New Hampshire, they would rather fight for these countries in their own state. Or these states in their own. I think there's an issue right now with where West Virginia is currently in terms of just pure geography, right? They're in between a crazy powerhouse in Ohio that has a lot of firepower. Virginia, obviously home to D.C., there's a lot of military in Virginia, okay? There's a lot of very talented men in Virginia that can absolutely fight. Maryland is in a tough spot, but because of their coastal prowess and the University of Navy, the Naval Academy being there, I think they will fight and have a good. They'll have a good Navy for sure. Delaware is cooked. Straight up. New Mexico is going to have to choose a side. I honestly, right when this happens, I think if I was New Mexico, I would just turn into Mexico. Dude, this is when we become susceptible to Canada and Mexico, though. Las Vegas would hear the news and then continue dancing. Utah is cooked. Slade, yeah, Utah is pretty cooked. Utah is going to have to band together really, really quickly. Dude, honestly, I was talking about it earlier in the show somehow, but this whole region of America, there's 400 people that live here. There's 67 people that live in this area. So there's not a whole lot of population here. It'd kind of just be a wasteland. I think if I were to draw this out, Is there like a drawing? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Is there like a drawing website where I could like draw? Like draw.io or something? Draw.io, untitled diagram. Save images. Yeah. Save it to my desktop. Actually, let me just try to command. Copy image. Let me see if I can just paste this image in. Huh. Does anybody know a better website for this? Do you guys know what I'm trying to do? Like whiteboard or something? Are Mormons allowed to go to war? Well, that's a whole other topic of discussion, maybe for another day when we do our battle of religions. Because if we're doing our religion battle, Christianity is pretty spread throughout this. Obviously, the winner would be Judaism. Judaism would absolutely destroy. They have all the money, right? They have like a lot of power. Israel would fight for them too. No other religion would have a whole country fighting on behalf of them. But this also comes back to who are we fighting for, our home state or no. JD, I think once war lines get set up, you're pretty locked in, right? How do I add? Okay, just drawing. Sketchpad, sketch.io. Can I import? New. Create. Import this image. Copy image. Add, open, export settings. Open? I can't do it, guys. I'm trying to just draw on this map. Do you travel to your home state or stay at the state you're currently in? I think you're staying at the state you're... Okay, so here's what I'm trying to say. I think this whole area up through the Rocky Mountains, that kind of cut right through Colorado, so like the Rocky Mountains-ish west, will eventually, after a couple of years of infighting, just become the West. I think there's going to be a lot of power here. What's going to happen is we're going to create a wasteland in between the Rocky Mountains here and the Pacific coast. So all of the population is going to flood to the Pacific coast, right? We're all going to be locked in. If you guys know anything about topography, this whole area right here, all the way up into even like Western Washington, up here in Eastern Oregon and Eastern Washington and parts of Idaho, this is a desert. This is a desert, guys. So if these other states want to cross over the Rocky Mountains, we're going to create a wasteland in here. Okay, it's going to look like nuclear fallout has happened. And as these armies march through the desert to get to the coast, we can kind of just pick them off one by one. So I think topography-wise, I think the West has a really, really great advantage. Now, we already talked about this New England formation, right? We have a small New England state. We're also forming the state of Southern Florida, right? It's going to be these four. So we've created this. We've created the West. The West is obviously huge. And then this area in New England. I'm really worried about what happens between the swing states, right? Politically, you know, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, these are our swing states, right? And they're going to control a lot of power because Canada is going to get into this. Canada is going to be a part of this. The states closest to the Gulf of Mexico get the most trade, so they would dominate. They would be able to trade pretty well. California would be able to trade with Japan. It'd be a lot harder. Yeah, so the thing though, Slade, Florida has an absolute opportunity to cut off all trade routes going into the Gulf. Florida and South Carolina and Georgia could really, really do a good job at controlling all trade coming in through the southern Mexico Gulf, the Gulf of Mexico. I can't believe the orange guy wanted to change it to the Gulf of America. That's still the funniest thing that's happened in, like, no one talks about that anymore, but the orange guy trying to change the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America is by far the funniest thing ever. Do you see he's also trying to put himself on all the currency? He's also building $100 million arches in DC under his name. Vanity projects for the orange guy. Go get another spray tan, bro. I really think Pennsylvania is going to get really, really hot-headed and try to control this part of the country. They're going to try their best with Ohio. Yo, people in Michigan are like real, like, I can't even say the word. They're soft. The bottom right corner is OP. Slade, I think that's where a lot of action is going to be happening. Zach, a lot of kids at New York are from Florida. They're teaming up with us, promise. So here is the other aspect of this. So we're about 2 years into this war, and we formed sides. So the West is completely formed as its own new state. Texas has done a really good job at getting Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas. They've formed a small statehood right here, kind of in the middle. They've got a slight truce right now with the West, but really they just don't know how to cross. We have this southern state right here that's formed between Tennessee, North Carolina, Mississippi, Bama, Georgia, South Carolina, Florida, that's formed. And then I think eventually you're going to have this whole northeast region from Minnesota, Iowa, Missouri, and then across, like this whole bucket, if you will, is probably going to be split into two. So you're going to have like the northeast and then like the south-northeast, if that makes any sense, okay? I think there's going to be kind of like a line split around the two. Because you will have people in Indiana and Ohio defect north. We always joke that we were going to build a highway for only Texans and Floridians can use that connects us. It'd be pretty cool. It just goes over the top of these. Bro, I drove one time from Houston. It's like right here. I drove from Houston to New Orleans. It's like a 7-hour drive, dude. Took us so long to get there. We split it up into 2 days and stayed in Destin, Louisiana. It was terrible. At a Best Western in Destin. Get me out of there. It was literally like, welcome to hell. There's a bridge that crosses this part of the, whatchamacallit, Gulf of Mexico. That's like 50 miles long. It's a one-way road all the way from Baton Rouge right here into Nola. It's crazy. We once did a 16-hour straight drive. Who? Where? Not gonna lie, Michigan and Ohio are going at it right away. That's what I'm worried about, dude. I think the West will band together. I think there's gonna be a lot of infighting between all of this area, right? The original 13 are gonna be going back at it. I'll put it that way. We're having colony talk right now. From Pennsylvania to Louisiana, that's crazy. Bro drove with his family from Pennsylvania to Louisiana. That's nuts, Oreo. It's because Texas is huge. You could drive like 14 hours and still be in Texas. Yeah. There's no point of being here though. Let's go to El Paso. Let's go from El Paso to Houston. Dude, I couldn't imagine one place that I would an A to B I would less want to have would be an A to B of El Paso to Houston. I'm just being mean to Texas. It's because we have family in Baton Rouge. Oreo, Baton Rouge is pretty cool. Not going to lie. For my bachelor party, I have two options, okay? Bachelor party. Me and the fellows are either going to Japan. We're getting so Japanese on them. We're getting Japanese, brother. Or me and the homies are going to go to Baton Rouge and go to like an LSU game at night. No, I love the South. I'm just better than people who live there. Oh, no. I love the South. Trust me. I absolutely love the South. I'm just better than those people. Dude. The South is really, really cool. They've got good food. They've got history. I'm just better than them. It's called being a coastal elitism. Coastal elitism is low-key one of my favorite things at America. If I want to live, go to Japan. Fellas, I can't believe we did the War of America. Unbelievable stuff. I'm out of gas, dude. I don't really have anything else. I've nothing left in the tank, fellas. We're just gonna end it there. I hate to end it early. Actually, I don't. It's been a really, really fun show. And rather than just drone on for another 20 minutes of nothingness, we're gonna pop off. So YouTube, hanging out with the YouTube brother, thank you so much. Peace out. We're gonna have a TikTok Riz party at Texas.